So, just to give everyone a little recap of the premise before we start the session, you guys have been a mercenary slash monster hunter group for a couple of months under Captain Morris, serving out Fortress Moran. Um, you guys have been proven like quite well to work as a team. You're mostly successful on your mission to clear out nearby threats, and even if you do manage to get out, you're never that injured. You've proved one of his most effective teams, and however, you guys are still serving separately of the Incrementus. So you're still your own little unit, if that makes sense. But you're welcome in the fortress. You're a friend. You're a friend of the army in a way. Um, as this day starts, it's a fairly normal day in Fortress Moran. You've got a couple of dozen people, soldiers in the courtyard, a couple of up on the walls patrolling. You've got some stalls set up of different people selling bits to the army folk and all of that, getting weapons sharpened and whatnot. What are you guys doing? We'll start from the top with Chris. Who is your character? What do they look like? What are they doing on this fine day?
My character is Brutus the Destroyer. He is a fairy. He has a very sort of I don't know, like I say like gentle face. Like he doesn't have like he just kind of looks like an average kind of fairy, quite tame looking.
Yeah.
But
Except I'm
since everybody
imagining
knows him, they would already know that he knows that he's perfect.
he is the peak of all mortal evolution. It doesn't get better.
This is what peak performance looks like. You might not like it, but it's the truth.
And it's a 1 foot tall fairy wielding a 7 foot long battle axe.
Out of interest, what colour are your wings?
To be honest, I hadn't. I'll go with yellow.
Oh, I was hoping you'd say bright pink.
Oh.
That's a skin tone.
So, what is Brutus doing on this beautiful day? Sun's out, guns out. What's he about?
He has found himself a mirror, and he's just admiring himself.
He's shirtless.
No, he doesn't want to like be rude. That'd be a bit insensitive. But
I
at
mean,
the same time, a face as good as his needs to be looked at.
I'm imagining he's just got like a shield that's on one of the stools that's perfectly polished, and it's just staring at him inside of that.
Yeah, but obviously being a fairy, he's sort of like floating around it,
like a fucking
catching it from different angles.
like a moth to a ceiling light. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, right. Next up, Sonia. What you got going on?
My character is called Cathartic. She is a rather tall black lady clad in armor of the Holy Order. And she's going to be going around making sure that the soldiers and stuff are blessed. And no one is in need of help. And if anyone asks for help, I'll only help them if it's worth my time.
No, I mean, again, it seems like quite a peaceful day. There's no like current expeditions. Everyone is at base at the minute, so everyone's in decent stead. But they appreciate your presence. You offering the blessings anyway. Your presence is still felt.
They can hold on to it, for when they need it.
Okay, wonderful. Josh, your character, what are they doing in this fortress?
Rivik is away in a tent somewhere, away from the main hustle bustle. You can still hear it. I think he likes knowing that there's stuff going on, but can't be asked to actually interact with it all. Just scribbling away in his journal. I've decided that Rivik is also a note taker, so that helps me out.
What does he look like?
Image time, baby. Okay, I've sent him in. Rivik is in terms of armor, very basic leather. Like imagine Skyrim Thieves Guild armor. And is equipped with one standard issue Ranger Corps cloak. And not currently on his face, but resting beside him is this like metallic muzzle. He's got it next to him for safekeeping, but is not currently on.
Wonderful. Connor, you're up, boss.
Brendan is Well, he's outside his tent, his assigned tent, sitting on a stool to enjoy the weather and sun. But also has a little, has a hardback book like that he's using as a cover, like a hard surface to while he scribbles down scriptures, holy scriptures. Brendan is about 7 feet, nearly 7 feet tall, wearing his in armor. Outside of it, he's 6.5 feet tall, just because bulk. The bulk of the armor.
Huge boy.
Yeah, his skin is pale pearlescent, like pure, nearly pure white. But from certain angles, it's like pure black as well.
Ooh,
So
funky.
So like you. Sorry, it's hard to describe him.
Basically,
in
his
my-
colour
it-
changes depending
yeah,
on the light on him.
Shimmering almost.
Yeah,
Shimmering.
shimmering almost.
Pearlescent,
Yeah.
one might say.
Yeah, his skin is pearlescent,
Sick.
and resting beside him is a maul as big as him. So
Wonderful. Right. So, next up is Johnny Saturn. Oh, that's
Peter.
Peter. Timaeus. Nick,
Timaeus.
knock him down. Timaeus.
Timaeus. And
Timaeus.
Timaeus Thunderhorn, Lieutenant Timaeus Thunderhorn to you, is currently, well, let's start off with how he looks. He's a 6 foot tall, 6 foot wide blue dragonborn. He doesn't have like the rippling muscle you should expect. He is just pure bulk. Like, both he's fit, but he's not toned, if you know what I mean. He wears pretty simple chainmail, just like your bog standard issue chainmail. What really makes him stand out, other than the fact he's a dragonborn, is the absolute armory of weapons that he has hanging off of his person. He has a halberd strung over his back from left to right, a pike from right to left crossing over in an X. Sitting underneath them across the lower back of his body is a bandolier filled with javelins, and strapped to the side of that bandolier is a spear and a shield. He is currently sparring, kicking the shit out of, a group of soldiers who questioned whether or not it was feasible to carry around so many weapons, and he's giving them a demonstration on yes, it is feasible, and yes, it does work really bloody well.
Lovely. Right. So, as you guys are all milling about, you see the wizened, the kind-faced Captain Morris descend from the central tower in this fortress and towards the courtyard where you're all scattered about, as he motions for you all to come over. I'm assuming Rivik doesn't
Commander on
see.
deck!
Lieutenant, go get Rivik.
Aye, sir. I will march off to wherever Rivik is and pick him up by the scruff of his neck like a cat and carry him back.
I'm imagining him like wriggling like a cat would under the grip as well.
Yep.
Will you unhand me, you beast?
You are required, and I don't really know. Wait, I forget your deal. Are you the criminal or are you the not? No, yes, you're a criminal.
It's technically he was imprisoned.
Yes,
Well,
exactly.
Okay, yeah, technically he's a criminal.
So
Crime was
I don't
murder.
trust you
That's
to
fair
not
enough.
wander off. So you are going to stay right here where I can see you.
Wonderful. Brutus, what was her name? Cathartic. How are you guys joining in?
I hear the hubbub.
Yeah, just mosey on over.
I
Okay.
just float along in with a sort of smile on my face, enjoying the scenario.
Wonderful.
I
And then
choose to imagine that Brutus has the magic item Sentinel Shield, but he will never ever use it in combat because it's his mirror. And he just floats about and follows him so he can look into it, but it will always be packed away for a fight because, he doesn't want to scratch his mirror.
and then Brendan, you just fucking thud into the scene.
yeah, I just boom, 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 just walk in.
Yeah. Now, ladies and gents, I must say, the past month of your service has been truly surprising. You've done me well, but it's time for me to move on. Now I've got this letter from the King's Order itself, straight from the administration, saying that I am to be relieved of my duty, and that a very special person will be taking my stead. Now, a couple years early, sure, but I'll enjoy the early retirement. Just wanted to say thank you and to give you a heads up.
It's been an honour serving underneath you, sir.
Of course it was. But no, I wish you nothing but the best.
Likewise, sir. If you're
Okay.
looking for a place to retire to, sir, might I suggest a nice little hot spring village I know of?
You've told me about that. I might have to give it a visit.
Okay.
Right, as he wanders off into the courtyard, disappearing into the crowd. With you guys all together, what do you guys want to do?
I am going to immediately turn to my squad and say, okay, people, listen up. A new commander means new first impressions, which means I want you all on your best behavior. I want your equipment shined. I want your weapons sharpened. And I want to make sure that you are all here, ready to greet whoever our new commander is at... We didn't get a time they arrived. So we will say 0300 hours tomorrow morning, and we will wait until they turn up.
I'm just
Open
sitting,
100.
standing there with a bit of a confused look on my face.
What the fuck is that?
Do we actually have 24-hour clocks?
We do now,
Sundials, I don't
or
know.
at the very least Tamias does. He might be the only person in the world who runs on 24-hour time.
Yes, very nice. I will turn up at dawn and I'll go to leave.
I guess I shall. Oh wait, what time is it now? By the way,
I don't know, it's midday or something. Blake, what's the time roughly? Blake? Oh no.
he's
I'd argue
disappeared.
like
Please
mid
don't-
morning.
Nickel.
Ah, please don't tell me it's a pumpernickel situation.
Blake.
Well, he'll be missed. I'm sure that I can take over as DM, and let's start from the top. I don't know. 10,000 gold pieces falls from the sky in just like a rain.
Nice.
You all take
Nice.
Sounds
2d6
sounds
bludgeoning damage.
I heal that 2d explosion damage, and then I go
Excellent.
pick up my free gold.
Excellent. Fucking hell, this is not a good start for him.
Oh no, especially this is consider this is technically his masterpiece that he wants to do.
I'm sure
Yeah, what can
he
you do?
will be fine. I'm sure he'll be back any second. The fact he's gone silent but hasn't left leads me to believe it's not actually technical difficulties, but someone distracting him on his end.
No, it can be like his internet's cut out. And
Oh,
Discord-
yeah, that's a good
Discord
point. He
can
could have
take it.
total internet failure. Well, in that case,
And consider the fact that today is like very hot outside, might have been something like
PC
that.
where it's PC shat itself. Be back in 5 minutes.
that makes sense.
There we go.
He
It
wrote
was a
wet
pain when your
before he
PC
fixed it.
shits itself.
Sorry.
He wrote wet itself before he fixed it.
Oh, yucks.
Look at all these people. Look at this handsome bastard you've put in the Silent King with his... he looks like a cross between Count Dracula and one of the, like, musketeers.
I will take that. Obviously, I put a lot of this shit
I'm
through
back.
ChatGPT.
Ah,
and
he's back!
ChatGPT said he had
Okay,
wet
I got
clothes.
to cathartic saying that you were walking away.
Yes. And then that was sort
Yes.
of it, really.
Oh, okay.
Well, no. Connor asked what time of day it was.
Oh, it's just like maybe just after midday,
Yeah.
2-3 o'clock in the evening.
Does everyone come? Does everyone want to come to the mess?
12
Eat
hours.
together?
Get ready for 3
Messel?
hours.
Get some food.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
no, Tamias, he's like, okay, dismissed. Everyone have your free time until 0300 tomorrow morning. I'm going to go eat. And he will go and he will consume an entire roast boar.
you are widely hated by everyone in that fucking canteen.
Nom, 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 nom.
That could have fed 6 people.
It's fine. I'll go hunt another one later. I will. I mean, I'll get Rivik to go do it.
Anyone else joining in for lunch? Which for
Um,
Oh,
I'm
Rivik's a
gonna
hungry boy.
pray before lunch. I join
Pray
them
before
like
lunch.
midway through.
what,
There is
what,
no
what are your
food
prayers?
left.
What
The
are your
prayers
prayers? What are you
going to
praying for?
be for us to have a good meeting with the new guy.
The
when he
new guy.
turns up.
Oh, I wonder who this could be. Such mystery and
Absolutely
intrigue.
no idea.
Jesus
Yeah,
himself.
I'm just gonna
Oh.
pray
Born
for
from the
a
heavens.
good meeting, and that's it. A
Okay.
simple prayer.
And then joining in on whatever scraps you can of the pig that's left behind.
Yes.
Well, he's eating the boar. I'm gonna go get some chicken and beef.
4 chickens.
4 chickens.
We just have an eating contest, an impromptu eating contest.
Oh, goddamn.
I was going to
Too
go
funny.
with a simple stew because that is pretty much. I'm pretty sure that's all the mess has.
Where the fuck did you get a boar from?
I had Rivik hunt it earlier today, specifically so it could be cooked for my dinner. It's not an
Good job,
abuse
Was
of
Richard.
under the
power.
impression we would all be sharing the boar.
I did say that I wanted boar for dinner. It is your fault for assuming that I meant something different to what I said.
Oh, right. So you guys enjoy a wonderful meal in the mess hall, and as you're, picking off the last bones of this giant boar and whatever chickens you've slaughtered, you see like hushed whispers begin to erupt from people in the mess hall as one by one people start heading out towards the main courtyard.
It did say someone special, but I didn't think it'll be this early. He said tomorrow, didn't he?
Indeed, I did think they would be a bit later than this. Still, if our new
Everybody,
commander
wipe
is
your
here,
faces,
sorry,
clean your armor,
of course.
and we must go outside. We must be prompt.
I will go and polish my armor at once. He will disappear and come back literally 30 seconds later, his armor gleaming. Somehow he's polished all of it in 10 seconds. He's the
Do you know
modern
that thing
Da
they do
Vinci.
where they like stick electrodes on it to de-rust it? Was able to somehow find a way to do that with his breath weapon?
Yes, exactly.
Right. So one by one, you file outside. As you see, a crowd begins to form around the main gates of the fortress. Like rapt whispers are jumping from person to person. Soon, the few dozen people that are by the gate turn into 100. It seems like the entire population of this fortress is gathered together in silent anticipation. The sound of a single footstep echoes across the crowd, quickly followed by gasps of awe. One by one, the crowd begin to kneel, revealing a solitary figure standing in the center. He stands tall. He's got like shoulder-length brown hair, framing a sharp but kind face. He has gleaming emerald eyes that scan over the crowd, contrasting his expertly crafted but remarkably plain suit of plate mail. It has no medals, no insignias, just plain utilitarian armor, and a simple golden crown that sits atop his head. And as he looks over, he raises an arm to speak, saying, "Rise, my countrymen. I stand here now, not as your lord, but as an equal. We all serve a purpose in fulfilling my father's noble will, one that will not be furthered by baseless worship. I hope I can prove as competent a leader as the departed Captain Morris." As he motions to Captain Morris at his side, the crowd letting out their applauses. And I
Yeah,
am
woo!
honored.
Oh, I am totally basically worshiping him for what he said.
Yeah. I am honored to stand amongst you. Resume your roles, and may the king's spirit guide your path. As both he and the crowd begin applauding. He motions to Captain Morris, like raises a fist in the air, gets a cheer from him. Really bidding him a good farewell.
Nice.
I join in with the applause.
Yes, much clapping and cheering ensues.
You know when the people do that hyper clapping thing when like the kiddie ones, like the super
Yeah,
really
the super
fast
excited one.
Yeah, yeah. This is what Brendan is doing right now. But
Wonderful. So yeah, the crowd begins to thin out a little bit. You know, people going about their business, smiles on people's faces. It's a good day. Um, and as the crowd is thinning out, and the prince is like shaking hands with the other leaders of the incrementers in this area, he's going to straighten his back and look over at your group, and without smile, like look towards the fortress, like nodding his head towards it.
I'm gonna respectively and covertly sprint off to the fortress.
I pop a picture perfect salute and then follow. At a more sedate pace. Also, grab the back of Rivik's collar and drag him behind me, because, you know, convict.
And
Chokes him out.
grabs him like by the muzzle, and it just like on the like back of his neck.
Okay, I know it was like wet cat energy, but fuck me, I didn't expect this many cat. Like, just
Ghost cat.
he's just constantly grabbed by the scruff. It's
Like,
fucking
vampires and cats are basically the same thing.
Real.
By the way, I vote we get enlarged reduced on him and reduce him. So, right, so if we
No!
can carry.
Tiny Rivik.
Imagine doing that to Brutus.
Ghost
though.
mosquito.
I am considered small. I'm not considered tiny.
He'd become tiny.
I was on the
Tiny
verge of
little-
tiny haggis before it was shut down.
Hey,
I
look,
was so
we're here
close
now.
to greatness.
We're here now. All right, so following for Brutus, not Brutus, sorry, Brendan and Lieutenant Timaeus.
Brutus
You
is
guys-
following Brutus.
No, Brutus is walking his own path. It just happens to be directly behind you guys. Yeah, you file into the fortress. Traveling up the stone stairway, you come to what was Captain Morrison's offices, but you see the shine has been replaced by a brilliantly polished brass insignia saying Prince Leon.
Man, he has such an anime name.
Oh, by the way, I shall be referring to him as Holy Leon. So so Princely Holy
Mention of
Leon.
Prince Jesus, I suppose.
Can I recall how to properly greet a prince?
I think we'll say for this it's Your Highness, just because it makes it easier.
Okay.
Your Grace, Your Lord, none of it matters as long as you show reverence.
I treat him like a commander and nothing else because he asked for us to do that, and I'm following orders. Sir!
No one has asked. No one has asked you anything yet.
Yes, he did. He did in his speech. He said, "I'm not here as a
Oh, in his
prince. I'm
speech.
here as one of you, and therefore
Yeah.
he is here
Okay,
as a
yeah.
military commander."
No, I hear. Sorry,
Therefore,
my
we
my
can
bad.
say
Tobias has
Wagwan.
taken that as an order.
Okay, fair enough. No, that's understandable. Right. So you file into the office. You see, it's now basically completely empty. Most of Captain Morris's stuff has been packed out. There's still like some files open, you know, some books on the shelf, but nothing too extravagant. With a couple of chairs that are set waiting for you behind an empty desk. In front of an empty desk, even.
I wait for permission.
How many of us
before
are
I
there?
sit. There's 5 of us plus him, so
Mhm.
6.
5 chairs in front of a desk with 1 chair behind the desk for the guy.
I
So
will
you
stand
sit-
in front of the chair in the middle. Wait.
Yeah, I stand. I wait until we're all standing by our chairs. And I permission to sit, sir.
So the room is currently empty. He's not there.
Okay, at ease,
That's why I
everyone.
said wait.
Yes, at ease, everyone. We shall wait for His Majesty's arrival. I want your best behaviour. And for the. I'm sorry. What's your name of your characters, Connor? I forget.
Brendan.
Brendan. And Brendan, I understand that you're excited, but please, control yourself.
Brendan's currently skimming through his holy scriptures to figure out how he should dress his holy figure.
That's probably not concerning.
Trying to figure out the right honorifics.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's probably not concerning.
So after a
He's
couple of
Jesus.
minutes, after a couple of minutes, you hear slow, heavy footsteps approaching down the hallway outside the office. Before entering the room, he's a fairly tall guy, maybe about 6 foot, 6'1". And as he shoulders his way into the room, so he's carrying like a stack of books with him. As he looks down, almost out of breath, and says, "At ease, sit down."
Sir, and I sit down.
Put my feet up on the table.
I
As-
Okay,
immediately
before sitting
push
down.
his feet off of the table. Yeah. No. Stop that.
As Prince Leon walks around to the desk and drops what information he has on the table in front of him. He's going to like lean forward, both of his hand on the desk, and look up at you with a very serious looking expression. Just eyeing you for a second.
I remain silent.
He nods before straightening his back. I consider myself an honest man. I try my best to be. I think transparency and openness are, above all, what a ruler needs. Accountability more than anything. I haven't been on these front lines long. You know, it's hard to call this a war if you're outside of it, but if you're fighting alongside everyone else, that sounds like war to me. And war is difficult. It's tricky. There's a lot of intricacies that an army just won't solve. Negotiations can only go so far, but marching a squadron of men into a fortress to occupy it is another deal entirely. I was wondering what to do about this for quite some time, how real progress can be made if legislation, negotiation, or military action can't be justified. And then I hear of Captain Morris's team in the fortress that I was given to supervise regardless. A man had brought outside contractors, half of which are loyal to the Empire. I, of course, have done my research on both our resident priests of Lauren and our lieutenant, and the others who have their own reasons to stay. Looking at you, Rivik.
Suspicious side eye. Suspicious side eye.
You are all have your own loyalties to the Empire. You are completely accountable to the fortress that you stay in. And above all, and perhaps the most surprising, is that you are remarkably successful. I was looking over the mission documents before I arrived, and with the success rate that you have, if you were a squadron inside of this fortress, you would be in the top 3. It's remarkable. So I'm
Thank
here
you, sir.
to change your role slightly, so that you can better serve the kingdom more than killing monsters in the fringes. Is this something that all of you would agree with?
Whatever you want me to do,
Sorry,
sir.
was the person someone we know to refer to as like a Your Highness, Your Lord kind of?
He walked in wearing a crown, called himself Prince Leon, and has Prince Leon on his door. He's still wearing the crown now.
Saying, "Hi, my name is Prince Leon."
Hi, yes, my father's will. You know, me as a ruler.
But is it enough to get through to Brutus?
that's up to Brutus' side.
No. I just want to double check with that. So at this point, I've just sort of been like floating, but I sort of just like sit down, slightly disappointed, on the top of the chair, not on the chair, because I'm a bit too short to be sitting down.
So you're still eye level.
I respect it.
Yeah. And I was like, Your Highness, mate, I've got to be honest. I'm sorry. Like top 3, that's not good enough for me. Really, with someone like me in the squad, it should be top 1. So I'm gonna say that's my bad. I will do better.
I agree with him. Like, who are better than us? I must do better.
I apologise, Your Highness, for our terrible performance. We shall endeavour to do much better.
There's no need, Cathartic.
We're all a bunch
You guys,
of perfectionists.
The only reason why you weren't number 1 was because you lacked a certain guidance outside of the structure of the military. If you're somewhere more in a grey area, I could influence you in my own way, steer you in the right direction, make sure you're taking on threats that you can fight and that you can get better with to serve me even more successfully.
I choose to believe that. Oh fuck! Sorry, Connor. I keep forgetting your character's name.
Brendan.
Brendan Fraser. Okay. I choose to imagine that at this point, Brendan is doing the autistic kid bouncing in his chair thing. So I just put one arm out onto his shoulder and just like press him down in his seat to hold him in place.
Jesus is offering to personally mentor you.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh.
he's basically he is basically stimming out. Yeah.
Real. Oh god. So no, what do you guys say?
We would be honoured to work with you directly, sir.
Hmm.
What exactly is it you need us to do?
Well, to do that, to reveal to you what I really want, I'm going to need an amount of protection in place. It's why I was so conflicted about coming here at all and utilizing your talents. I can't just, if negotiations break down, I can't justify taking covert action that may very well result in deaths that are outside of, we'll say, good judicial practice. So I will need you each to agree to a magical contract to ensure that these secrets aren't spilled.
Okay.
Yeah, Your
Yes,
Highness,
sir.
mate. Give me the paper. I'll sign it.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't
Wonderful.
think any of us read it.
Okay. Wonderful.
I am actually going to read it.
Oh shit.
Okay.
I
He's
don't
Right
have
in the
a
brain
choice.
cell.
No,
There's-
just being
there's
wise
no
enough
point
to
me
read
reading
the
it.
contract
I have
before you sign it.
zero fucking choice.
Yeah, this is true.
Okay. Well, it's not. Okay. There's nothing to read at the minute. I had Arcanum Scribus Jiraiya.
Right.
Brief. Yeah. Draft something up. I believe if my message got through, that his assistant should be up any second now. It's about 30 seconds worth of waiting before stumbling down the corridor. Is Kit. He is a
Please be
little,
a grung.
imagine,
Please be a grung. Please be a grung.
he's not a grung, he's human,
Ah.
sadly. You know what, no, he's a grung.
Yes!
He can be a grung.
You don't understand
Um,
how happy this makes me? Because Jiraiya is literally the Toad Sage in Japanese mythology.
Okay, that's hilarious. No, so this little, again, we're talking like maybe, if he's a grung, like small even for a grung.
Mm-hmm.
Dressed in like a comically oversized wizard robe. It's like this. It's a really nice robe. It's like a dark navy blue with silver trim. As he's carrying like 6 different scrolls in his arms, as he waddles into the room, trips a little bit, drops one of them, picks it back up. Oh, hi guys.
The Toad Sage. I am honored to meet you, sir.
Oh, dude, you have met Kit before. This isn't Jiraiya. This is Jiraiya's assistant.
Oh man, okay, never mind.
Yeah, this is Jiraiya's assistant.
Oh, I mean,
Hi
Hey.
guys.
hey Kit, how you doing?
Did you try that potion that I gave you earlier?
Pretty sure that was just poison.
No, it was stone skin. It was meant to
It
be.
was glowing.
He's had a boner ever since.
Did I poison you guys? I'm sorry. I've got the contracts.
It's fine.
Your
I have a
lords.
high constitution.
When you, by the way, when you say talk about the potion, I turn a little bit more darker, like stony, a little bit, just a little bit.
That's the whole reason he's pearlescent. He's actually normally like a tan.
He's just tried one of Kit's potions.
Ah,
She goes, "Oh, sorry, my liege," as he like tips like his little wizard hat that he has on, also comically oversized. Laying down the scrolls on the desk. Wonderful, Kit. Would you do the honors? He goes, "Oh yeah, of course. Okay. So here is the contract on behalf of the great Prince Leon. You will not reveal any political, personal, military, or financial ties between yourself and any member of the Incrementus, including Prince Leon, relating to your paramilitary function. This includes involuntary revealing details about your contract with the Incrementus to aid hostile powers in an attempt to carry personal favors with individuals not affiliated with the Incrementus, or to remove oneself from this contract. Lethal force is authorized for any monstrous or militaristic threats you face. No non-hostile civilians will be harmed during your paramilitary function, and no attempt to provoke civilians into combat will be accepted. Threats, including for the purposes of interrogation, ensuring the success of your mission, and protecting the secrecy of your relationship to the Incrementus, as detailed above, may be issued and accompanied with appropriate force, but this force may not be disproportionate to the threat that a civilian may pose. Any breaches of the above terms will result in arcane notification being passed on to Prince Leon. This will include a complete description of your actions, along with any relevant contacts for Prince Leon to review. Prince Leon will then be authorized to use any punishment seen fit, including capital punishment, in order to ensure the security of his kingdom. Any attempt to intentionally subvert the arcane notification process will be treated as high treason, punishable by death. And he bows.
okay. Where do I sign?
Could you just
Uh,
repeat that for me?
By the way, why he was reading, I already signed a contract. Already signed it.
I will put that in the Silent King now, just so you guys have exactly like what your rules are for engagement.
Goddamn.
What
The
you're
rules
allowed to
of
do.
engagement.
Note taker. Is this pinned? This is a
I
lot.
can. I will pin this now into the Silent King group chat. because it's-
Alternatively, it could be stuck into the Silent King Google Doc, which
Already on it, boys. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, nah, mate, you lost me at reveal, but and it's a Brutus. He'll sign it.
Like, I give
So-
Brutus a thumbs up and I say, good man. From my understanding, it's basically do as we're told, don't kill anyone innocent, and that's about the end of it. Oh, and be quiet about it.
Not necessarily. I mean, not necessarily, but that's like more of a legal thing. If Pinsley would explain, I'm going to go. As he bows, gathers up what he has, like pulls his robe on properly, before squelching his way out of the room.
I like it. He is a good man.
Hmm.
If only I could meet his
Right.
wife, Azariah.
Now that's over with. As he like balls up the contracts. So just to reiterate, there may be threats. Well, threats. My Blake's inverted commas show up over words that you have to deal with. They cannot be dealt with through reason, bargaining, or any other justified way. Lethal force is permitted, but anything that would tie it back to the incrementus is barred. This information cannot be associated with the army as a whole, let alone my division of the army.
I
Understood,
understand,
Your Highness.
Azariah.
But you can rest assured, the only reason why I would send you out to harm someone who does not actively deserve it is to protect the security of our kingdom and its citizens, to make sure they are living the best lives that they physically can.
Of course, if the king believes something is necessary, then I believe it too.
Very well. I have your first mission in mind. If you guys are eager to head out.
Of course, Your Highness.
There is a lord, not too far south from here, further into the frontier. Lord Tith, residing over Lord of Tythe Manor. It's a bit on the nose for what it is. A farming town, still operating under serfdom, which is a whole other can of words. But in the meantime, before we can legislate away the serfdom, we are trying to build a great road. I'm sure you've heard of them, the things that are connecting all of the cities. We're trying to build them further south to reach the frontier properly. And its construction is being blocked by Tith's men. Now, there's not many of them, from what we can tell, maybe only a half dozen that are operating on his behalf, looking over his lands and such. But either way to deal with them and to invoke pure military action to block someone who is nominally independent is not a good look for our kingdom. Not if we're still trying to expand amicably, which I do intend to do. Now, I'm not suggesting that you kill Lord Tith. I want to make that clear. If you can find other ways around, please do. But any threat that can be removed is a good one. I just ask that no one else Blake's mistake. No serfs or innocents on his lands are harmed in the process, and that if you do anything violent, there is no way to tie it back to us. You come up with some kind of excuse as to why you want these tolls removed. Maybe you're angry travelers or what have you. It
Aye,
can't
sir.
come back to me.
I shall do whatever is necessary to accomplish the mission as you have put forward. Sir.
Wonderful. I'm glad that I could trust you. All of you. But, needless to say, I'll know if you do anything outside of my will.
Never
bid you well.
intentionally, sir.
I bid you well. As he stands up and motions for you to leave.
I will stand.
I
perform the
curtsy
perfect salute.
and then leave.
I like go into a bow, but like do a barrel roll in the air. And, like, see you later, Your Highness, mate.
Very well.
I do a
I'm
complete-
particularly sorry. Go on. You go first, Connor.
I was going to say I'm going to do a perfect 90-degree bow while mumbling thanks and Your Holiness, all under my all just in a single mumble.
Yep.
Just reverently praising him for.
Oh,
this whole
yeah.
opportunity.
On your way out, he's going to say, "Brendan,"
Yes.
He knows your name.
as he looks. He knows all of your names.
I know.
As he
Brent, yeah,
as he looks at you and says, "I'm not here to be worshipped," and then nods for you to leave.
So humble. As I leave.
I'm waiting to see what Rivik
Right.
does.
That is a good point. What's Rivik doing?
I mean, he's not. I don't know. Somewhere in between. He's not like Rivik's only part of this new movement because he kind of has to be. So I don't think he's like overly impressed by the prince. Like he's not gonna slag him off, but he's kind of like, okay, if that's what I got to do, that's what I got to do.
He's indifferent at this point. He's doing what needs to be done.
And it's
Okay,
Yeah.
I understand it.
Excellent. He's not leaving this room without bowing to the prince.
I'm curious as to what Cathartic is doing.
Cathartic curtsied and left. She was like the first one out the door.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I think that's everyone then.
Yeah, but I'm not letting Rivik leave until he at least bows to the prince.
While I'm
he
waiting
bows,
for
but he does it like full showboaty with arms spread out and shit.
My wisdom is not high enough to pick up the sarcasm. I nod approvingly.
Hmm.
Right, sorry, what were you saying,
Well,
Sonia?
While I leave, I want to. When he said that he has his trust in us or something, he went afterwards. I want to ponder that
Okay.
It's like he was like, "Oh, I trust you all." We're trying to point and figure out which one of us he doesn't trust.
Could be any
I'm
of
a
us,
religious.
really.
I'm a religious zealot. How can you not trust me?
Exactly.
I don't think you're part of the question right now, Brendan.
I'm
You're
pretty sure
clearly
it's not
on
you
board with the
who's
prince.
the reference, to be honest.
Yeah.
Right, we
Right.
reconvene in either our barracks or the courtyard, or whichever's more convenient.
We'll say the courtyard. Whilst there, you see two figures in like the booths that are scattered around.
Blake's
Oh,
gone
dear.
again.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Pumpernickel.
Oh no, he's back.
Oh,
Oh,
Well,
Hello?
yes.
hello.
Hello.
Okay, I'm back. So you would know one of them as Revis, the Goliath blacksmith, and the other as Frisia, the tiefling artificer, both of which are stationed on different booths, working away, either smashing with a hammer or tinkering with like wrenches and screwdrivers.
I immediately move over to Rivis and give him like the full warrior's handshake.
Him, she.
Sorry, her. My
I'm a
apologies.
female.
Yeah, give her the full warrior's handshake.
Timaeus. And she,
Revis!
gracias. How's that sword treating you?
I don't use a sword. I use a halberd. On a
How's that
pike
halberd treating you?
and a spear, but never a
How's that?
sword.
How's that halberd treating you?
Fantastic, perfectly balanced as all things should be.
Sorry I couldn't make any improvements to it. I
It's fine. It's
am
fine.
still learning, but it's sharp as ever. I can tell you that.
How's your armor smith skills coming? Like any chance of a
I'm doing-
plate armor being constructed anytime soon?
I'm doing better. I'm doing better. I'm still trying to get the being able to forge a whole sheet, if that makes sense, into like one unit. It's taking some time, but my runes are coming along. One day you'll have something more impressive.
Of course. And hey, if you ever need any pieces of metal cleaned very quickly, you just give me a call. I know how to do this.
Absolutely.
All right.
Now, for the rest of you, anything I can do with? Also, what were you doing inside the fortress? I saw the king look at you earlier.
You mean
Well, not the king, the prince. The prince. They're all the same.
Hang on.
Royalty.
The good thing is
Royalty.
Brendan isn't there yet when he said that.
Royalty.
Well, we
They're
need,
there
so
to
we need a
lead. We're here to
new
serve.
blacksmith because Brendan brutally kills them after the slight disrespect towards
No.
the prince.
They're royalty. They're here to lead. We're here to serve.
Damn straight. This is why I like you, Revis. You have your head screwed on straight.
Of course.
Right,
But
does
no,
anyone need new equipment? Look at the rest
The
of the
only
group.
stuff that I
I'm
need.
actually, I think I'm all good.
to be fair,
Um,
I think I'm fine.
Do you have any great axes?
great axes. We might still have some in the stock. Not very common, but I can see what we can fish out. As she's going to kind of like pull around to some trunks behind her, like root around, you hear metal clanging. And she says, no great axes, but I do have this. As she pulls out a maul.
I thought I already had them all, so
You
I
do
wasn't
already
gonna
have a
ask
maul,
about
but
it.
what's better
Oh.
than one maul? Two mauls.
Two mauls.
Oh,
You do
uh-huh.
notice though, there seems to be some slots in the handle. And she looks over and says, now, this was approved by Kit to be sent into armory services rather than being ferried back to the Scholar Arcanum. It's definitely magical to some extent. We're not sure why yet. We're not sure what happens. So right now, it's just a maul.
Please tell me
But-
that it also has like connecting like attachment to the pommel, so you can put two mauls together, like pommel to pommel, and lock them together, and then you can spin them about like a
Darth
double-bladed maul. Like for example, I am Darth Maul.
Was it Frasier is going to lean over and say, no, if you want that kind of thing, you come to me.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Um,
any chance you can make my javelins come back to me after I throw them? I tend to keep running out very quickly.
it's advanced, but I can start looking into it.
Or even just if you just want to do it to one thing, my spear, because I can throw that just as well.
Maybe not your spear. I think you'll need that in
Yeah,
whatever
no,
you're
no,
doing.
a spear.
But you know, if I can take a look at a spear that we've got here.
Weapons
see if we can get something
are
sorted.
tools. If you get over attached to any one weapon, when it breaks, you will be helpless. That is why I have many.
I
I'll start
shoot you
working on
side
this.
eye while looking at this very obviously magic item.
I do not notice.
Again, Revis is going to lean over and say, again, we're not sure what it does at the minute, but he identified something magical about it. You know, he's a frog. I'm not sure how advanced his magic abilities are.
Wizards. Who can understand
wizard-
them? There's an easy way to
wizard.
find out, though. We'll just go and hit someone with it.
Yeah.
May I? As I reach out my hands to hold them all,
Oh, of course.
I grab them all, and I just.
Mm.
I'm going to step back and start doing carters, like testing, swinging about, and doing.
It's
Dance.
it's
Carters.
really well balanced. It's a well crafted maul. You don't feel anything different about it at the minute, but it's a good maul.
If it starts shooting lightning, let me know. Otherwise, you're good.
Very nice.
Brutus,
what are the rest?
how are you doing? Josh, that's
Brutus
you.
is dead.
No, Josh, sorry, Chris, in fact, that's you.
Oh, sorry. What?
I just asked how you're doing. You know, do you need anything?
Nah, mate, I'm good. Don't worry. My equipment is all perfect,
Mm,
as it should be.
I respect you
Very
to
well.
hell, Brutus. You seem like such a cool guy.
I know I am.
Lovely. Right. So, without further ado, you guys begin on the road south, heading towards Lord Type's manor and his very large estate. After an hour or two of traveling, you're already crossing into his lands. It's a vast open set of fields, and you can already see like people working in them with horses stationed every I don't know 200 meters or so. Like they're quite spread out, with guards on top watching over the serfs.
Obviously,
I'm gonna-
Sorry, go ahead, Sonia.
I'm going to whisper to the others. The only plan that I have been able to come up with is to kick up a fuss over the toll payment that we must pay. We have
Good
the
idea.
excuse between you and I, you being a lieutenant, and myself being a priest, if we have to pay it, we can say that it is against the wishes of our Lord and Savior, King, whatever the fuck his name is. 'cause I don't-
Warus, and unfortunately, we cannot do that. As of this moment, we are not a part of the royal army. In fact, as of this moment, none of us are related to the kingdom in any way. That is part of the
I'm going to give him
contract.
like this bombastic side eye. I am kitted out in like priestly stuff.
Yeah, there's no way she's still definitely a part of the church as well as she's a part of the Divinitas.
I'm gonna give
No,
him a look like he's the
being-
stupidest person I've
Being
ever
a
seen.
part of the church is not the same as being part of the Divinitas. You can be.
I never said Divinitas.
The point
No,
is
I
you-
said
no,
we can just use our positions as a
our position.
form of leverage to
Right, if I'm
complain.
not mistaken, we cannot use our positions, right? That's literally part of the contract.
We can't use our
Uh,
positions in the incrementers.
So
That's
like you
what the
can't
wording says.
you can't use the fact that you know the king, well, you know the prince to like muscle your way into
Right,
places.
but we can still say we are part of the king. I misunderstood. I thought we were supposed
I mean,
to
yeah,
be like.
you
complete-
you can still be an you're not a lieutenant anymore. You're out of the incrementus now. You can still be an ex-lieutenant, you know, a veteran. Connor's still going to worship Lauren as a member of the Church of
Right,
Order.
I
And there's
misunderstood. My
yeah,
apologies.
you
In that
can't use
case-
your position in the incrementus now.
Yeah, in that case, I nod.
We
And
basically
say,
retired.
Just don't look
into
at him
special
like he's
forces.
stupid.
No, I never would have said that. I misunderstood.
Yeah, we
I-
retired into
instead-
Black Ops.
Instead, I go, could be. If we're going to do that, though, it would leave relations sour. I would rather them not have any reason to dislike the kingdom. At least not have any official public reasons to do it.
Hmm.
Can
Food for
I
thought.
can I think of
More-
any
What would be an unreasonable toll amount?
Any amount of
Unreasonably cold.
money.
Yeah, it wasn't specified, but any amount of money to pass through a public road.
Yeah,
Like-
so the fact that it's mandatory.
It's
Yeah, like-
it's being a robber baron technically.
Yes, so what they're doing currently, so if we ask for a toll, they're bandits.
no, because
sort
they've
of.
been ordered by the Lord.
Essentially,
They
because
have
the Lord
permission to.
is independent from the kingdom, technically his entire estate doesn't fall under the kingdom's rule and therefore not its laws. So he can.
That's why he's
basically-
allowed to have serfs.
Yeah, it's why he can basically do whatever the fuck he wants inside his territory. So he can put up a toll legally. And if we say no, we will technically be breaking the laws of this particular land. What we could do is pretend to be bandits and just kill them. But if we're looking for a resort, a way to do this without murder, I'm not sure that's the best way to do it.
Also, your guys' role isn't to kill the guards on the road. Your guys is to stop there being a toll.
Mm.
I was going to ask if there is any. Does the church basically have any sway in these lands, or is it just?
Oh, yeah,
only in
absolutely.
lands?
I have a
I mean-
question.
The
Question.
churches work.
Connor.
So there's three. So I'm still answering Sonia's question at the minute. So there's three organizations that operated relatively independently. Scholar Arcanum, which is like the wizards, the magic, the magic side of it. The three churches, and then the kingdom on top. The kingdom's working with the other two, but the other two are still separate. The churches are worshipped a bit more widely. If that makes sense.
Okay, what was Connor saying?
Do we know why he's adding a toll? He's requesting a toll.
They're trying to build a road through his land. That's all that you know.
Basically, he's being a bitch. And we need to stop him from being a bitch. I think the best thing we need to do, if we're going to convince him to change his mind without violent murder, we need at least an audience with him. So that should be our first goal. Find a way to get an audience with the guy. If we go for the church route, because the church is independent from everything, so we could follow that, and the rest of us just bodyguards for our priest, and I gesture towards
Brendan?
Nope.
Brutus. Rubik?
No, Cathartic, our
Ah.
priest. If we can just be bodyguards. Sorry, we can just be bodyguards to Cathartic. Cathartic, you go in under religious reasons. We need to meet with the Baron or Duke or whoever the fuck this is under, I don't know, some matter. Maybe you're trying to collect donations for the church, something like that. Something. where-
No, that will not work. Donations would go to the Church of Life. I represent the Church of Light.
The donation.
a
Oh, you could still
church-
bring the Church of Light are also worshipped. They're all three are kind of, at least in the general
accepting
public,
donations
worship
is a
in
pretty standard thing for every religious order.
yeah.
Except for
And
the
also,
To me,
Muslim
it
ones.
seems like the Church of Life would be the one that accepts donations. The
No,
Light
they-
is like the.
No, they
Are they
all
all,
accept
do they
donations.
all work independently?
Yeah, they're
Yes.
all a church.
Okay.
They operate semi-independently, but they're part of the same
They
organization.
are individual organisations. They just happen to work together. It's kind of
Yeah.
like how political parties are individual, but they work together for government. That's a really bad
Yeah.
analogy. It's the best I could come up
It
with.
is. It is. No, they're. It's more like Do you know how like a company will own sub companies? The
Mhm.
sub companies are independent, but they're owned by one brand, like one overarching figure. It's like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But long and short of
Okay.
it is, we could have you be collecting donations. That will get us like a meet, because at the very least, he will have to keep face and be like, meet us in person, if only to turn us down. That will give us a window to then maybe apply a bit of pressure to change his mind. It's just how
The
do we
Church
apply
of
that
Light
pressure?
requires a tithe,
Mm,
as it's been a long time since he donated.
exactly. But that'll get
Tide's
us,
probably
that'll
the
get
wrong
us in
word
the
to
door.
use, but yeah.
Yeah, that'll get us in the door. Then the question is, how do we get him to stop not being useful? Remember, murder is a last resort, but it is a resort.
Well, no, I mean, last resort.
Well, hold on a minute.
I mean, it is. We were literally told that murder is a last
No,
resort, but it is a resort.
that was just really funny in character. Oh, hold on a minute. Right. So, have you guys come up with a plan then?
No, we've got half a
Uh,
plan.
We got
I've-
the plan of say it's a tithe, these are my bodyguards, and we don't need to pay the tax. That's it.
Or at the very least,
Uh,
we are going to see your leader get the fuck out of our way.
Do we know? So we don't know why. Well, we don't know why he's adding the toll, other than being petty that we think we think of.
Yeah, might be power trip,
We're
might
just
be wants
trying to
money.
get away with
But-
not paying the toll right now.
Not paying the toll right now and see if we can get an audience with the
And then
Lord.
make up the rest of the plan on the fly.
Okay.
I approve.
Fair
I
enough.
was
I
gonna.
like the last part.
Tobias and
Okay.
Brutus share a nod.
So, you guys continue heading down the road, and you see two men on horseback. They're kind of chatting to each other. They both got halberds on either side.
I
You
approve.
realise though that as you've been walking through the fields, there's been a lot more than 6 people here. You've
Mm.
maybe seen at least a dozen in terms of the in terms of guards.
Either
Um,
he
Is
are
it some sort of
intelligent-
gate that they're guarding?
no, there's not a
bridge
gate. It's just
or-
like they're just standing on either side of a stone road.
Okay.
Either our
Um,
intelligence was wrong, or he's recently hired more guards.
And as you guys approach, the guys on horseback will spin around before crossing their halberds over the road, blocking you as you approach. Says, "Hold up! Everyone passing through here is required to pay 2 silver.
2 silver?
2 silver.
That's a lot, even for a
That's
toll.
the cost. It's the cost of crossing."
Under whose authority?
Lord Tiff. Lord Tiff.
Well, we are heading towards Lord Tiff. I gesture towards God damn it, Cathartic, and I say, our priest here is representing the Church of Light and needs to speak with him about a delicate matter. Please allow us to pass. It is a matter
Make a-
of religion.
Make a persuasion check.
I will try. You sure it's not intimidation?
Are you trying to
Or
intimidate?
else.
That
That's what
sounded
you
more
want
like that sounded more like
You're
persuasion
right.
to me.
No, you're right. It is persuasion. We'll try intimidation later if necessary. That is a 2.
The guards are going to look at each other and say, "Tommy, do you remember anything about exemptions for people passing through these roads?" Like, I don't think I do, right? No, I don't think I do remember any exemptions. Really? Oh, I don't think I did either. So that would be what? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 silver, and then maybe we can let you pass to see Lord Tiff.
I look over
I'm
my shoulder.
gonna
Sorry, go on.
subtly cough. I may speak for myself. Perhaps you were mistaken. In the document of representation in line 563, subsection A, Mark 4, revision 13, it says that priests of any of the allowed churches have no need to pay for the tithe, as the tithe will be taken directly from the donation. We have yet to receive a donation. We are unable to pay your tithe.
Is that like an actual piece of legislation that you're quoting, or is that a deception?
No, it's not.
That's fucking
Okay,
deception.
make a deception check. Make a deception check. Hey, look, I'm ready to yes and. I'm ready to yes and.
No, that is bullshit. That is some bullshit.
As long as we're clarifying.
Um,
Go on, then roll
I-
for it.
Do I
can
know
use,
the actual script?
guidance on myself?
Sorry, Connor, what was you saying?
Do I know the actual script? The bits she was talking about.
Unlikely.
I was just
No,
checking.
it's not real.
Sounds like,
It's not real.
yeah. Also, to be by the sound of it, this is supposed to be about the tithe, which means it's about their rules, not ours. So,
Yeah. Exactly.
Fine.
But yeah, no, roll
Roll
with the guidance as well. No, roll with guidance as well. I'm not being picky about it. Fuck it, it's a D4.
Was that performance?
Deception.
Oh, deception.
You are lying
This
your
ain't
ass
gonna be
off.
great. And guidance is a D4.
12.
12. I'm
Oh.
gonna have them both roll insight. Let's see if either one of them catches on. The wisdom is flat, so it's just 2d20s. One of them, the one who was referred to as Ryan, is gonna go. Tell you what, Tommy, I don't really want to fuck with this. If they're going to see Lord Tiff anyway, then that can be sorted out then. And Tommy is going to look over and go, "What do you mean? She's quoting bullshit. We're not a part of the kingdom. We didn't sign any agreement with the churches." No, she's chatting out of her ass, isn't she? You rolled a natural 20.
Of course you did.
Oh crap!
Can
Yeah.
I turn?
Yeah.
I turn to everybody else, and I just sort of like point to my sword, like going,
I hold up one finger and like, give me a second. I turn and look at them and I say, do you know what? My patience has run out. Move or be moved. And I would like to intimidate.
Intimidation check, please.
That is an 18.
It's an 18. Tommy is going to, like, halfway through chastising Ryan, is going to look towards you and just go, "Yeah, maybe you're right. They're going to see Lord Tiff anyway. What's the point of making a fuss? Yeah, if you just travel down that dark road there, you'll make it to the fortress."
All right, I will maintain eye contact with small amounts of lightning sparking from my jowls.
He's actually like looking away from. He's like covering his eyes slightly, like leaning on his knee.
That's what I thought. All right, and I will gesture for everyone else to carry on.
Yeah. So you begin journeying down these dirt roads. And as you go, you see like a couple of the serfs in the fields like look up towards you as you're journeying back before being, rushed back to work by the men on horseback.
I
Disgusting.
will nod my head towards them.
Disgusting.
They're
I'm looking
doing work.
disappointed while we're doing this.
If this was part of the king's land, such treatment would never be allowed.
I agree.
Hmm.
Maybe we shall be able to rectify this. Maybe we shall not. We will
We
see
should-
how the talks go.
Yes, we should push. Rather than just getting him to stop the embargo on the road, we should get him to completely subside his land into the kingdom. It is the only just thing to do. Isn't that right, Brandon?
He shall join the holy nation.
Yes, what he said.
As you
Well,
guys-
let's keep our goals somewhat realistic.
But
All
by
we
the
need to
way,
do is to get him to drop the toll.
Or drop his head as we chop it off. Isn't that right, Brutus?
I just like snap my fingers into a thumbs up.
This is going to be a great party.
Right. You guys get close to the gate, and rather than horseback, again, you notice, especially on like the top of the stone wall that's surrounding the main tower itself, there's again maybe like another 6 people across them keeping watch, as well as 2 more in front of the door that you now stand. As you approach, one of them slams their halberd on the ground and says, "State your business."
Requesting requesting donations for the Church of Light.
"Have you paid your toll?"
It was not necessary. We were allowed through.
"Very well. I will guide you towards Lord Tith himself." As he is going to open up the door, and inside, so yeah, you see maybe a dozen or so men out in the field, the 6 that are on top of the wall, and another 4, that are milling about the courtyard itself. Just talking, leaning on walls and shit. These guys are on break. One of them's got a sandwich. That's quite good.
I should have brought more javelins.
As you are brought towards, you're brought inside the tower, and brought upstairs a very beautiful staircase. All the floors in here are like polished marble. There's a red silk carpet wherever you tread, golden candelabras on the walls. For a small tower, it's very, very well decorated.
That's a lot of, well, wealth in one place.
Clearly, he is using the tithes to improve himself rather than his people. A truly disgusting display of greed.
As the guard is going to hand you over to two more guards that are standing in front of a large set of double doors. And as you approach, they open, and you see it's almost like a living room. There's a couple of chaise lounges and maybe a few armchairs posted up next to a roaring fire, even though it's only like the middle of the like later in the day, with these enormous stained glass windows on either side.
Very bougie.
Yeah.
My cold-blooded ass is quite quietly drawn towards the fire.
As sitting by the fire, resting in an armchair with a glass of some kind of amber color liquid, is an elderly man. He's kind of got this very gaunt features, like a goatee, that's graying, hairline very obviously receding, and he's dressed in these like fine gold threaded and like red silks. As he stands as you approach and says, very bold of 5 commoners to barge in here without any kind of permission. I assume you must have something important to say to me.
I want to eye contact with Cathartic and question, do you want me to do this or will you?
I will clear my throat. Yes, it is a pleasure to meet you, Lord Tithe. I represent the Church of Light. I am one of the priests of it. And it has come to my attention that it has been a worryingly long time since you have donated to the church. I've come here in the hopes to correct this issue, to make sure that the Church of Light will constantly shine down on you and your land.
And sorry, while she does this, I want to be looking around the room, taking into account every entrance and exit, and if there are any other guards or servants about.
There's 2 guards outside of the room. The only exit is either out the windows or the door that you just came.
Excellent. Okay. But they're outside and the doors are closed or open?
The doors are open.
Thank you.
So he's going to stand and hold one hand onto his glass, the other hand onto his armchair, facing towards you, silhouetted by the fire. He says, I was not aware that the church considered 3 weeks a short period of time.
Long period of time.
Yes, it does.
A long period of time, sorry. Roll a deception check for me.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Hey, that's what you're doing. You're deceiving him.
Can I give myself guidance?
No, not you.
Can
You have to
do something?
This is a more serious one.
Sorry.
Oh,
Can I
she's wrong.
sleight of hand maybe try and catch Cathartic's attention to gesture for her to walk so that the guy's back is to the door. Basically.
So you want to go in between him and the fireplace?
Basically, yeah. So she draws his eye away from the door. Basically, I want to basically just point to try and get her to move.
I'll get to move, but I want to try and pose it so I'm trying to just be in the light.
Wall or something.
It's more that I'm drawn to the light than anything else. Like a moth to a flame.
Or like a fairy to a
A
mirror.
dirty one.
That is miserable.
He's gonna back up a little bit towards the fireplace, as he says, I would have received word before someone came here to collect the debt. There's guards, who, as the 2 guards flip their positions on the door frame, so they're now standing inside. Who are you?
Brutus, would you do me a favor? Please go and get those doors closed. Brendan, go with him.
All right then.
I sort of point slightly to my sword, like,
Whilst this is happening, Lord Tith is going to like back up slightly more towards the fireplace as he sees you two motion towards the guards. And as you do so, the guards also like lower their halberds, pointing one at each of you.
As for
Well, yeah,
who
no,
we
mate, you
are-
shouldn't be doing stuff like that. Come on.
As for who we are, that is.
So hold on for a second, Nick. We're gonna wait.
Go
We're
on.
gonna roll up the door closing bit. I want to
Yep.
see how this goes.
Okay, I'll mute myself
Um,
while I drink.
right, yeah. So yeah, no, they point the halberds towards you.
Yeah, no, mate, there's no need for that now. Come on.
You just want a private. You just want a quiet moment with your lord. Nothing. Nothing
Alright.
to. speak
I'll
with.
either allow Brutus to roll with advantage because you're backing him up, or allow you to roll with advantage because Brutus is backing him up. I would say
What are they rolling?
What role is it?
for Brutus it would be intimidation. For Brendan, it's going to be persuasion. I would say Brendan's the paladin.
My intimidation is only a +1.
I
My
believe.
persuasion is a +5.
Yeah, I figured.
I think we go for you, and I'll help with that.
You're backing him up a little bit.
Yeah.
I love when Connor plays Christmas characters. I do.
Why?
Go
What
on.
happens when I play Christmas characters?
You
This-
effortlessly convince people to do shit with like 6 words. It's amazing.
I mean, we'll see how charismatic he really is once he rolls with
True,
advantage.
true.
That'll be an 18.
18. Let's test these guards' metal. Again, they don't have very impressive mental stats, so we'll see.
I don't know, Ron rolled a nat 20 against me.
Well, yeah.
Well, that is a
he was special. It was his
that is
birthday.
that is a 10 and a 7. As the guards are gonna look towards the Lord, who's very obviously like backing into the fire and is scared, and back towards each other, and then just go, "We'll check on you in 5 minutes," as they close the door.
5 minutes is all I ask.
Excellent.
Again,
Now-
5 people walk into a Lord. They're all armed to the fucking teeth.
Mm.
Yeah, no, they ain't dealing with this smoke, man.
Yeah, I
How,
immediately look. Sorry, do you want to say something, Chris?
Yeah, I was gonna say, how? First of all, is there any way on the door that looked like it could like be locked?
No, this doesn't have a
effortless?
keyhole.
Okay.
I mean,
There are like
uh,
there are 2 handles that you could like tie together, maybe.
Or maybe shove
but-
your sword through to act as a brace.
Maybe.
No, I think Brutus would want to keep his sword on
Or
him.
even, do you know what? I pull out a javelin and toss it over to him to do.
No. So I've got a spear, but I wanna. I sort of stand behind Brendan and try and see if I can do it quietly.
Oh right, excellent, fantastic.
Okay.
In that case-
The Lord, as this happens, like you toss this spear
Right.
behind you, the Lord is going
No, so
to.
I've got a spear
he's
already.
doing it subtly. He
Spear,
wants to do.
okay.
He wants to do that without anyone noticing.
Either way,
I'm
as
standing
if you're doing it
behind
subtly,
Brendan.
make a sleight of hand check then to try and do it subtly.
With guidance.
Oh wait,
No,
Again, it's very-
guidance is a touch spell.
Okay.
Yeah, and also if we're at the point where like this can break out into like conflict at any minute, I'm not going to allow like guidance
Yeah,
unless you like try and set it up.
Guidance
Okay.
requires
If it's just
verbal
like-
and somatic components. It's
Yeah.
really hard to do quiet like.
Out in the field, fucking who cares? But this is oof. So yeah, sleight of hand, please.
Well, the fucking. There we go. 17. Then I need
17, yeah, no, you're-
D4. Oh,
No, you don't.
I'd say
no
don't
guidance,
worry
no
about
guidance.
D4.
No guidance.
No guidance, but you also don't need it. You're able to jimmy the door shut, quite quietly as well. And as that happens, the Lord is going to reach to the fireplace behind him and pull out of like a scabbard that was hidden in the wall a dagger. And you can already see it's like lined with some kind of viscous liquid as he points it towards you guys and says, "I don't know who you are or why you barge into my castle, but I will not stand this." He's,
I would like to look him dead in the eye and say, "We are here to discuss with you about Toll and the road. If you wish to turn to violence, however," and I grip my halberd, "that can be arranged." And I would like to intimidate him.
yeah, okay, roll intimidation.
Can I also sort of while he's doing that stand behind him and like as he finishes his end,
I'm
like,
gonna-
oh, I'd love it if you did.
I'm going to say you're still jimmying the door shut at the minute. Like,
Okay,
that's
fair,
like,
no, fair enough.
all going
Yeah.
on at the same time.
Fuck. Okay, that's 6.
Six.
I'm going to use my my second wind tactical mind to
Mhm.
try that again with an additional +10.
Damn, big up the fighter. Wait, is that what tactical mind does? I thought that was
Yeah.
indomitable.
No, tactical mind. When you fail an ability check, you can expend the use of second wind, and instead of regaining hit points, you roll 1d10 and add the result to the ability check. If the check fails, this use of second wind isn't expended.
Oh, so it's not
Basically-
one. It's not +10. It's just one plus one d10.
Plus 1d10.
Okay.
So
Sorry, yeah, you had me confused.
there we go.
All good.
Fuck, it's only a 3 though, so that's only a 5. So I'm assuming it still
So-
fails.
So he's going, yeah, still grip the dagger, like pointing towards you. Who are you with? Is this about the kingdom? I knew those negotiations broke down. They wouldn't accept it. I told them how it stands.
We just want to know why the toll is in place and if it would be taken down.
The toll is in place because this is my land. I do not belong to the kingdom. I have signed over nothing. And they think they can march through here and destroy acres of my fields because they want what? Oh, some roads. What? Paving through random travelers through my land, cleaning up after them with nothing in return, considering I'm not even a part of their bloody kingdom. No, I won't stand it. And I swear, if you do not unblock that door right now, I will gut you.
I'm gonna
Uh,
just look at the
we're gonna
others
sit-
and say, I think he knows too much.
Agreed.
No, I was gonna do a calming gesture.
Go
Calm
Paladin,
down.
do what you
No,
like.
no,
Yeah,
no need to shout. No need to get hasty. No need to this aggression. We can negotiate.
Okay, make another persuasion check real quick.
Mm.
Just to remind you, he's saying he can negotiate. He's sussed out that you're part of the fucking kingdom now.
Yeah, he-
12 versus. Let's find out. Oh, that's a natural one. As he goes, very well. I'm willing to open negotiations. He's still gripping his dagger, but he's like lowered it. Like he's not threatening anyone at this point. I'm willing to reopen negotiations.
I shrug at Cathartic and then just step back and gesture for Brendan to do his thing. And I lean over quietly and whisper, if this goes poorly, we take him out.
I nod.
I do a shallow nod. Would you like to sit? Shall we sit? They can stand behind me.
His eyes are.
You can sit behind your desk if you'd like.
He doesn't have a desk. This is like some chaise
this-
lounges and chaise lounges and armchairs in front of a fire.
This is his
We're
smoke room.
basically in his lounge.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
This lounge. Is there a small coffee table we could put in between us so there's
No, it's
some space?
okay as long as your friends with the weapons keep their distance.
I
And
very
open up
pointedly
the
take
door.
2 steps further
Yeah.
back.
And open up the door again.
No.
One moment. One moment. I'm going to walk over to the door, knock on it, and say, "We are currently in negotiations. Would you mind standing aside while I crack open the door?"
And
Or
the
what-
guards say, yeah, all right, we'll come back in.
I crack open the door.
Hmm.
Would you mind if you plug your ears? You can watch, but this is sensitive information, if possible. Why we have this conversation?
I mean, they just kind of look towards you, and
Complete
they look
view.
between you and the Lord like nods, and they go, okay, do you want this door shut again?
Yes.
Yes, we don't need it echoing through the corridors.
Again,
It's too-
they shrug, they close the door, and they la 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 in the corner.
All right. As they're doing that, I'm going to lock eye. I'm going to gesture with Brutus and is it Revus? What's your name?
Rivik.
Rivik. Brutus and
Revis is
Rivik.
the
Yes, sorry.
blacksmith.
Brutus and Rivik, I'm going to like gesture with my head to them go stand near the guards in case something happens.
Yeah, I know back. I mean, I'm still at the door, so
Yeah,
I
like
haven't really moved.
these guys. Unfortunately, this is all internal. I'm not saying any of this out loud. We've brought 2 more witnesses into what is supposed to be a covert operation. We may have to kill these guys too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to kill this guy. Kill probably the guy that brought us in, because he's gonna figure out these guys are missing, and kill
These two
this
poor schmucks.
man.
Man, just
We're gonna have
Timaeus
to
and
kill 4
Cathartic
people at the very
just
least.
share the most
this isn't-
exasperated of sight.
This isn't Suicide Squad. This is Hitman. Holy shit!
We are
You see us
not.
like
We're just-
counting in on her hands while like the negotiations are happening, trying to count who we need to kill.
Timaeus
Right,
is
so
doing that thing where he massages the bridge of his nose, except he's a lizard man, so he doesn't actually have a bridge of the nose.
So
Like
he's
the
just
bit in
poking
between.
himself in the
Yeah,
face.
basically.
So okay, what was it? Brutus and Rivik, you guys both motion up to the door, and the respective guards that you're standing next to are just gonna like nod towards you. Okay, they nod towards you. Moving on. As the Lord is going to take an uneasy seat in his armchair, dripping dagger is now rested on his armrest.
I
He
will be
says,
back in a second.
Yeah.
Carry on.
"Well, I must admit it's uncouth for the kingdom to reopen negotiations in this kind of a manner. I would have hoped something a bit more official than you marching in here under false pretense."
This is all you, Connor.
You, that is perfectly fine to thought, but your tolls and your obstinance are slowing down major expansion. But
Oh, he's gonna like
no,
eye you as you
no,
say
not major expansion.
obstinance.
Do
What's
not back
obstinance?
down, Connor. Stick with everything you say. Double down. Go hard.
Yeah, he's gonna lean forwards and say, "My obstinance is slowing it down. I hope it would. You're trying to build a road without payment through my land."
Request top. A road is expansion towards civilization, to more civilization, which means it can be, well, instead of your winding paths, this will be more efficient and honestly a little bit well, you'll still make a profit from it. Instead of these toll stops in normal spaces, like irregular, between your land, and negotiate a normal toll request for and reasonable prices for caravans and peoples.
Still leaning forwards, like now resting on one arm, he's going to look at you and say, "We've had these talks. I've had the moral justification that it's thrown me 100 times by now. I've heard it. If you're not here to make me an offer, then I'm not sure what this conversation is about."
This conversation is to remove the tolls while we're still in a chaotic state. And once the road
Save
is
your
done,
life, damn you.
once the road is done, you can re-enter another round of negotiations. All we need is the road complete.
Without proper payment, my answer is no. How many times have we had these talks? Your people have been in my quarters every day for the last 6 months. I finally chased them out with some new stuff, and this is what is met with me? People breaking in to my fortress, claiming to be priests after a toll I've already paid.
May I see the map and the road that they were suggested?
I mean,
Because he should have all the documentation.
he should.
I can find it if you give me a moment.
Would that require
Go
you
on.
to leave this room?
Yes, the map's in
No.
my study.
I step forward. Timaeus has had
I-
enough.
Shall we take this to your study?
No, I'm sorry, Brendan, but this ends now. Allow me to make this perfectly clear for you. And I glare.
As you're saying,
Go on.
as you're saying this, the guards are like actively like shifting in their sheets, not realizing it was about to get violent.
Yep, good.
Yeah,
And I look
they're like
again
trying
here.
to get their armor ready. You know.
The options you currently have available to you are agree, allow the road to pass through, and maybe get some benefit out of it from trade or toll or whatever petty thing your greedy mind wants. Or you refuse, in which case I will kill you here and now.
I take a swing at one of the soldiers.
Holy
Oh,
shit! Okay, yeah, no, go for it. Roll to hit, man.
Please,
And you know what?
Would it be a
I'm
surprise
not-
attack
I'm
and
not-
therefore advantage.
I'm not going to say it's a like you don't get a because surprise doesn't work like that anymore. I will need everyone to roll initiative. I will let
Okay.
Brutus go first, and he can roll with advantage because that came out of nowhere.
Yes, it did. I respect it.
So Brutus, you can just for the first round, we'll say you go first, and the other ones you assume on normal order.
Okay.
But to be honest, I don't think this will take very long.
Nope.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, that's not a good roll.
Blake.
Oh wait, I get advantage, don't I?
Blake,
yeah.
I just realized why my oath changed
Why did your oath change?
to vengeance because I'm still technically devotion until next level.
Oh my god!
I rolled
true.
a 9 with advantage.
I've rolled
What's
an
happening?
18. And I have alert. So
Brutus
no
just
one wants
swung at
that
one of the
18.
guards.
Wait, he just
I
straight
rolled
up killed.
double 4.
He just straight up killed one of the guards.
Look,
He's
well, I tried
trying
I rolled
to.
double 9. I rolled double 4.
Right. Let's calm
All
down.
right. So
You can have
20
my
and above.
18.
20 and above.
Nope.
Nope.
Nothing.
Is this for initiative? Because
Yes.
I don't think
Yes.
I've done mine yet.
initiative.
15 to 20.
I have an
got
18.
20.
You have an 18. Okay, so it's Rivik. Wait, you got 20.
Yes.
I got 20.
Okay, so
Damn.
it's going to be what's your name? Catharsis first.
Cathartic.
Cathartic.
I'm
Uh,
willing to switch my 18 with Brutus.
Oh no, Brutus is
Brutus
just going to go
already
first
gone,
round.
So
the first round. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like.
So sorry. So we got a 20 and 18.
Yep. I got a 13. If that helps.
I got
I
a
got
13 as
14.
well.
Ooh.
You got a 13 as well. Who has the high dex between you?
I have a
Plus
+2
0.
to initiative.
I have plus
Okay.
0.
All right, so that's going to be then Tim and then Brendan up. Okay, so first up, Brutus. You seeing negotiations are starting immediately to get violent, kind of,
Preemptive.
preemptive, but stepping on TM's vibe, Timaeus' vibe. You just
I see.
bring up your sword and try and boom, slam it into the guards. Because he could tell that it was like things were getting a bit on edge, he's just able to step out of the way as your sword collides into the ground, sending like shattering wood everywhere. As immediately everyone is like lurching into action. Next up is going to be Cathartic.
Hold up.
Yep.
Because
Okay.
Rivik has alert. He was saying, and he wants
Yeah.
to.
Yes.
What? And you rolled what? What was it? Your initiative?
18.
18. I would very much like to switch with you.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay, so it's going to be Rivik and Tim at the top, and then Rivik, and then Tim. Either way,
It's
Cathartic,
still
you're up first.
Cathartic, yes. Sonia,
If-
do something
Sonia?
cool.
Sonia?
Sorry, was on mute. I'm guessing I'm in the middle of the room and
Yeah.
there's like
The way I pictured it, it was the Lord with essentially Connor right in front of him, me and you off to one side, but me slightly ahead because I stepped forward to do my speech, and then Rivik and Brutus down in the back next to the two guards.
Yeah, that's true. That's how I was imagining it.
I'm going to cast command and tell the Lord to grovel.
Ooh.
Okay, is that a saving throw?
Blah, blah, blah,
Yes.
blah, blah. Yes, he has to beat 13.
Or what
Wisdom.
Wisdom. One. So he rolls a 3
Ha!
as he immediately drops to his knees as you kind of like stand above him, lurking in the corner.
I'm still in the middle of the room. I haven't moved a
Okay.
step.
Okay,
I
you're in
just
the middle
wanted
as he
to
like
get on the floor.
drops to his knees in front of you as you stand above him.
Yep.
Okay, is that the end of your turn?
That's the end of my turn.
Timmy, you're up.
All right, I stride forward, pull out my pike, and swing it in like an undercut, obviously with advantage because he's prone, and I'll attempt to basically decapitate him with a single swing.
Alrighty, he doesn't have many hit points, so that's doable.
Let's see how I do.
Let me see the stats of 2024, just in case you do miss.
That is 18, so I don't think
18.
I miss.
It's gonna hit. Let me just
That's max damage of 13.
Holy shit! Yeah, one swipe, you fucking take his head clean off. It doesn't matter whether or not he's still under the command
And then
spell. That's
I
just
would
insane.
like to spin my weapon, plant it like pommel down, and turn over my shoulder and shout, "Your lord is dead. Surrender."
Okay, which means it's now going to be, well, it was going to be Lord Tith's turn, but he's out. Brutus, you're up.
I take another swing at the guard anyway.
Okay.
You hear them both half-hearted. Try not to kill him, but it is very half-hearted.
Uh, 19.
Yeah, no, you fucking you hit him. You definitely do.
Oh, whoops, that's the wrong dice. That'll be
13.
13 damage.
Holy shit! Yeah, you just fucking cleave him like from shoulder to hip, just square into.
And yeah, that'll be me done.
Wait, were you trying to do non-lethal or?
No.
Yeah, you cleave him in two. Okay. After that happens, Rivik, you're now standing next to the other guard who is panicking. He is. Oh boy. What would you want to do?
Surrender is always an option, sir.
Yes. If I give him the option of surrender, is he likely to surrender, or is it worth
That'd
me
probably
just
take your
doing
action to
the?
intimidate, I'd suspect.
Oh
But
fuck
speaking
yeah!
as a free
I'll
action.
do that
Speaking as a free action, though.
No, but like to use
trying
it.
to intimidate
Use it
someone
to
isn't.
influence. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. I have stuff for this. He.
So yeah, I mean it's up to Blake. Blake is the one to decide. I'm not DM.
Oh no, you can. You
Does
can
he
do
get
it.
advantage because this guy's bricking himself?
No, this is just intimidation.
Okay,
check. The DC
fair
is just way lower.
Okay. Mum, guy, just don't roll a 1 and you're good, basically.
I turn to the guy like, stand down, or you too will face the same fate. And I will intimidation, and I will also
Ooh.
burn a wraith die.
Yay,
That's the thing.
subclass!
Yay, subclass. And I get to add a D4 to that.
With the fact that I've just one-shot his
15.
friend, like
Lowers the
make
DC.
him-
Lowers the
Yeah,
DC.
lowers the
definitely.
DC. I'm assuming that
Yeah.
DC is now less than 15.
The guard is
It's
gonna
gonna be
like.
5.
He's like sitting there, clutching his halberd in both hands, visibly shaking. He's like eyeing the door, before looking back at you, Rivik. Something about you being like ghostly and not of this world, staring deep at him, from
Wolf
beneath
one might
from
say.
like behind your eyes, as he's going to look towards the door, back at you, towards the door, and then just very slowly lower his halberd and raise it, and like kneeling, raise his hands.
Suffer me now!
Yeah.
Right, so
Literally.
you guys have got one guard that surrendered, one lord that's dead, and another guard that's cleaved and fucking two.
So we're out of combat, right?
Yay.
Yes, yeah, I'll come back to
Okay,
you.
I immediately point to Rivik and I say, tie him up.
By the way, I
ties him the fuck up.
Make a slight handshake for me.
Oh shit.
Right.
Okay.
Would it not be survival? Or whatever.
Either or.
15.
15, he's tied up.
Excellent.
Connor, what was you saying?
Brendan's gonna sit there after watching all this because he's still sitting down. He didn't even stand up. Just
Just
Stand up,
this all happened in like 3 seconds.
he's just gonna look at all this and just put his head in his hands and says, "What have I signed up for?"
I clap him on the shoulder. You have done the prince's work. Be proud of that. And then I go and start rifling through the Lord's pockets for anything interesting.
The guard is going to look up towards you and say, "The prince?"
Ah, shit.
Oh,
Well,
Wait,
him
man.
too.
Can I
stab him in
whack him
the
around
face.
the head repeatedly with my
feel-
warning star until he dies?
You feel some kind of magical disturbance in the back of your brain.
For fuck's sake.
I'm gonna be like, yeah, no,
I-
mate, that's a fuck up, mate. Yeah.
No. I don't know.
There's only one option now. I'm gonna take a swing
I'm
at
gonna
the,
look at
the
him like
guard.
he's a fucking idiot.
My bad. Sorry.
I'm gonna
I
take a swing at the guard.
apologise.
Roll
I
with
should have
roll
asked
with
him to be
advantage.
knocked unconscious, not just tied up.
Roll with advantage. He's prone and whatever
I mean,
else.
technically he's incapacitated, so it's an auto crit on a hit.
He's not incapacitated. He's still aware. He's just prone.
No, tied up means you're incapacitated.
Oh, true. 15.
Yeah.
A 15. Despite the fact, as he's tied up, he sees you coming toward, like flying like a mosquito, buzzing through the air with a great sword in one hand. As he kicks his way back, and again your sword collides into the ground next to him.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Can I whack him? I want to hit him.
We all turn,
Okay,
just circle up around him and just repeatedly smack him with our weapons.
Yeah.
Not surviving
Until he
this.
dies. He's going to be a pile of pulp by the end of it.
We turn
Let's
him
just
into
assume he's
potpourri.
dead.
Who wants to have the final shot? Come on, I'm not
I
gonna
mean,
make you guys roll.
If no one swings, I am going to be going for another one.
We'll just say that
I'll
eventually,
look at-
eventually you hit, because yeah, there's no way he's getting out of this.
Regardless, I'm rifling through the pockets of the Lord. I'm like, my bad. I apologize. I wasn't thinking. That one is on me. Now, is there
He's
anything
got, like-
useful?
Are
He's
you
got a couple of-
aware that you have breached the contract, the magical contract that we signed?
I will
On the
accept any
first day that we
punishment.
signed it,
To be
the
fair,
punishment will not just be on
Punishment
you,
by
it will be
death.
on all of
Ah,
us.
No, this one's on me. It very specifically does say that I will accept any punishment when we return to the prince. No one is more disappointed in myself than I, but we still have a job to do. And I will, as you were saying, Blake, is there anything in his pockets of use?
Or he's wearing like his silk evening wear, so it's like maybe some cigars, a cigar cutter if he
Is
feels
he
like
wearing
it.
a signet ring?
Yeah, he's wearing a signet ring.
I would like to take it, and then say, he said something about a study. We should go there, see if we can find any of his documents. Maybe write a letter or a will stating that in the event of his death, he wants his lands to be subsumed by the kingdom. Mark it with the signet ring for approval, and then get the fuck out. If we write it as a suicide note, it will also make maybe a murder
Fucking
suicide.
decapitated
Are you saying
himself.
he decapitated himself?
He was a very enthusiastic suicider, okay?
I'll say if it was me that got the final hit, it wasn't like a clean cut. It was.
A very enthusiastic suicide.
There are 4 parts of 2 guards on the floor in that room at the minute.
Fine. Arson it is. We'll burn the place down. He will have died tragically in a fire, and his will be discovered, thankfully, off the premises. Does that suit everyone?
Fuck yeah, let's go, mate.
Somewhere Squawk is very happy.
Yes. Alright, so we get the kerosene.
I mean, there's an open fireplace still right there.
No, in all seriousness though, we need to go and basically ransack his study and like forge a will or a last right or something to hide somewhere. I'm sure at least one of us can fault his signature with a sleight of hand check.
So,
Rivik.
you guys, you stick your heads out the door, check either side. There doesn't seem to be any guards up here now. No one seems to have heard the scuffle.
Crazy.
Door was shut.
It was over. It was over in less than 10 seconds.
Yeah,
Less
but
than 6.
someone slammed a sword into the floor twice.
Oh, someone fell over and knocked over.
It's got a very plush carpet, this place. Very plush.
Fair enough, fair enough.
In fact,
it's
I
real- it's real
roll up
shade.
the carpet and
No,
put it in my bag.
It's now stained with blood, but it is real sheepskin.
Ooh, I definitely.
But
can.
it is stained with blood.
I can clean it out. Vinegar, it will take it right out.
These
After
nobles
six
have
So-
far too much money.
and
I
what
just
do you
want to
think
sign
all
out.
the
I
tolls are
picked
coming
up the
from?
spear I used in Vibe.
No,
Used
yeah,
originally to
That's
hold
assumed.
them
I'm
all.
never gonna like say that you lose the spear.
Yeah,
I'm assuming
unless
you pick
unless
it
of
up.
course something happens where like it's obviously destroyed or something.
Yeah,
Like we throw it into a gelatinous cube or some shit.
yeah. Then it is actively lost. But no, so yeah, no one seems to have heard the scuffle. So whilst you're busy rolling up the carpet, what are you guys doing?
I'm going to, well, look out. We've looked in the corridor. The study is what? Picture a castle. Where would the study usually be in a castle?
This was the first room that you guys went into, like after you went up the staircase. So it's assuming it's a bit deeper in. There's not really many other places that it could be.
Okay, I'm gonna check every
Sneak
door.
around.
Okay. You check open every door. You find the master bedroom. It's very nice, very plush. You find like a side room, which looks like it was like going to be converted into some kind of guest bedroom. It's quite threadbare. You find like a storeroom of all the different bedding and equipment, and all the bed pans and all of that. Until eventually you unlock a more regal looking door, which leads into a room with a single desk and a single chair, a bunch of scrolls and books like lined up on the shelves, stacks of paper like tied together with twine on the desk itself, like a quill and some ink and a quill and some ink. It's a study, a medieval study.
In the meantime, kind of I've been like I'm standing sort of as close to the exit. I want to try and be like hidden as I can, and then just like keeping a lookout for if
So,
any
like-
guards or
like
if
keeping an
anyone actually happens to like show up.
Looking down the corridor, like making sure that no one's going towards the
Yeah.
making sure no one's going towards the thing. Yeah, okay, make a perception check for me. And we'll just say that that's how well you can look.
Okay. That is a 18.
18.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you guys have found the study.
Okay, so
I guess we
we're
want to ransack it.
could I also look at the map? Find the map that he was going to look at earlier, because I
Absolutely.
am curious.
Make an investigation check.
Investigation with guidance.
If you want to. There's no reason not to.
That's a D4. That'll be an 11.
11. That is enough to meet the DC. These negotiations, like you said, were quite recent. They only very recently broke down. So that would have been like some of the first paperwork that he would have on his desk. So it's not difficult to find as you like scroll open the map with like marked where the road is planning to be built. And you see it's like technically scraping into the northeasternmost part of his territory. Like barely. It's maybe like out of the however many acres he owns, maybe less than 100 of it is actually cut off by the road. It's a tiny slither in the top right corner.
Oh my god, he was an idiot. We could.
He was a selfish and arrogant fool.
No, I'm gonna say. Yes, but it also incredibly dumb because I show you the map and show you what the road was going to be and where it was going to be
Exactly.
and how much
Yes.
land.
This makes sense. He
Like-
absolutely was obsessed with his own power, and that is why he refused. It was nothing to do with economics or finances or his people. It was simply the fact that the kingdom
He wanted a power trip.
would have, by this road, shown some kind of success over him, and he couldn't have that. That is why he needed to die. Still,
Oh,
You guys are
I-
very much getting into the headspace of this campaign. I'm loving it. This is 10 out of 10. Keep it up.
regardless,
the way he was talking about it, it was like he was going through the middle of his territory, right by his castle.
even if it was, it
Through-
would have
through
hardly been
fields.
a detriment. Now, I'm no master of economics or understanding, but a large road means more foot traffic, which means more trade, which means more profit. The only explanation for this from the start was a power trip. That was obvious. But regardless, do we have enough here to forge some kind of letter or will or testament for him? Is anyone actually good at forging letters? I'm looking at you, Revik. You seem like the type.
Oh, and by the way, just because I think this is in your head, I don't think we need to call the guards out front. We can probably just straight up leave
I
because
wasn't
we got
thinking
kicked
that.
out. We can get kicked out.
We don't need to do that. We can leave. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean-
No. As I was saying, Rivik, can you do a thing?
I'm sure I could draft up some kind of letter to prove that.
You have loads and loads of
Was an
examples
accident.
of his handwriting. I'm sure.
What would a calligraphy? Would this be calligraphy, sleight of hand, or
This
would
would
it
be this would be calligraphy.
Calligraphy tools.
I'm
As a
li-
priest, can I notarize it when it's done?
What do you mean notarize?
As in, like,
Notarizing
give it
it's a legal
the-
thing.
Legal
would
stamp
say-
of approval, basically.
I would say you would know that having a church stamp on this makes no sense. The church has
Okay.
nothing to do with it.
But
Fair enough.
I would
you
say
say,
you would
Connor,
have enough.
that you have proficiency in calligraphy tools.
Yes. I am-
Holy shit!
Oh,
Can
yeah.
he do this?
Yeah, absolutely. You can try.
Okay.
I would
so
say
what would it be?
make a. Oh, I guess maybe wisdom. I'm not really sure. I'm trying to what would it be to copy charisma? It would be charisma because you're copying like
I'm
other
guessing a-
people's manner.
A
Managed to-
performance.
Yeah,
Is
I'm
that
saying
not a sleight of hand
It-
to like try and copy.
maybe. I'm honestly unsure.
I,
mean-
I say, like-
I would like to cross charisma because my sleight of hand is plus
I
0.
would say I
Yeah.
don't know whether or not to do it like you're trying to deceive, so you're using charisma, or you're trying to copy the penmanship, which would be sleight of hand. I'm not sure which way to rule it.
Do they not
if it
have
was me,
like an actual set thing?
if it was me,
No, this is all
the
up- it's all
tools
up in the air.
don't. The thing about the tools is that they're sort of flavorful and
It's context
down
dependent.
to the DM to sort of decide the context. If it was me in
Yeah.
this occasion, I would say you are attempting to copy the signature of someone else, which requires a fine hand and thus sleight of hand. Unfortunately,
I
That is
would,
what
yeah,
I
I'd
would
say that
roll.
makes sense. I would say, okay, sleight of hand, sorry, dexterity,
God,
but then add your
so-
proficiency, to it, because you have proficiency in calligraphy
And
supplies.
also add guidance, because there's no reason why we would not apply that.
Yeah,
How?
just roll a
No,
d20 and we'll figure out the modifiers.
I was going to ask if possible to get advantage with direct like layout. You know when
Help
you lay it
action,
over.
I don't think.
No, I
When,
no,
no,
I
when,
don't. I,
no, when you
Unless,
put a
unless anyone here
piece
can
of paper
cast
over
light.
her signature. I can
Yeah,
cast
no,
light.
I don't think like you are like no one else, unless anyone says they don't have any other skill in copying pens
No,
like you
'cause
would.
here's my thought. If someone can cast light, we can overlay a letter that he has actually written onto a blank bit of paper. I behind it
Ooh.
will silhouette the words, which will help him copy certain letters and therefore write with much more accurate signature.
Timaeus, you're a fucking genius.
I
was-
am brilliant.
If
I was
anyone
trying
has
to
light,
explain that-
if
I
anyone
have
has
light.
light, I will
Okay.
let that give it have advantage.
I have-
Right, so
I
you
have
cast
light.
light
Have
onto
fire.
cast light onto my shield. I lay my shield on the table. You then lay the parchment over my shield, which will then silhouette up into it. Boom.
I can cast light on the table.
So, even better. So does that give him advantage, Blake?
Yes, absolutely, that would.
Okay, so advantage is sleight of hand plus a D4 plus my
Proficiency.
proficiency, which is +2.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that is a 7.
That's not. Is that,
Plus-
was
plus
that
your
even with
proficiency.
advantage?
Plus proficiency, yes.
It was 7 or a natural
So
1.
9
That was-
plus 3 is 4. Is
No,
12.
no, 7. Right, Ian.
Yeah, 7 plus
7
3.
plus
7 plus 3
3.
is 10. Plus 2 from
Yeah.
proficiency is 12.
It's you don't have the most dexterous fingers. Let's be real here.
Mm.
It's kind of
Yeah.
shaky. It's not awful. Like a layman would probably view it and say, yeah, that's the same. But it's
Would someone like to try? This up
This
really
is the
helped.
sort of
but-
check that I don't think we should be allowed to just constantly keep trying at.
unless you have a different way of doing it. No. Like unless there's something like obviously different. If you can come up with something, then I'm willing to allow.
You know with pencil lead where you do a like on an imprint.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh. So like you're doing an imprint and then you're copying over that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a bit more precise. I'd let you try again, but I'm going to remove the advantage this time.
Okay.
Just because.
Yeah.
You know, just.
But with the plot guidance again as well.
Oh yeah, but you can cast guidance.
Okay, so sleight of hand. Come on.
One more go, and then we're calling.
No, it's lower.
Yeah, never mind. Well, there's no point rocking rolling guidance and all that shit. Yeah, no, you've got two. Well, one's pretty bad. The second try wasn't nearly as good. The first one's okay. Maybe the signet ring would add a little bit more to it.
Yeah. When I'm looking at this and I feel hot, I just hurt because
Yeah.
I've been practicing my penmanship writing scriptures for years, and this just
This is a different beast, though.
There's visible disappointment on Tobias's face.
This isn't transcribing. This is forgery.
Yeah. I am not suited to this type of a penmanship.
You kept talking about how you were so proud of your calligraphy kit.
I put
your pens were actually little swords.
I pull out my current one and show it to you.
Brutus,
writing.
You are hearing this conversation happen, and you can hear two more guards coming up the staircase talking about changing shifts.
How far away are they?
You can hear them coming up the staircase. You can't quite see them, so they maybe have about 30 feet until they're visible.
Everyone jump out the
So-
window.
And how long would it take them, like, once they come into view, to then also get to the door?
30 feet.
Maybe about
6 seconds.
maybe about 10 seconds max.
Was the store shut when we came in?
So
or
you've
was
got
it
maybe
open?
about 10 seconds till they're visible, and then 10 seconds from that.
Was this,
Okay,
was this an
I
open or closed door quickly?
I sort of
Sorry?
like let out a. Oh, sorry, no, go on.
Was this an opened or closed door?
Well,
before
I'd say
looking in?
I'm assuming you guys closed the door.
We closed
But
the door.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
say-
because I said I wanted to hide and then like look while I'm.
Yeah. Wait,
giving
Brutus,
these
are you in the study or are you still in the lounge?
No, I want. Well, can I sort of see the study from where I am, or is it too far away?
Oh, you can see the study from the lounge, and you can see the lounge from the study. But I would say if you want to get like a detailed view of the staircase outside of just hearing when they are, you need to be in the lounge.
If
So
I was
it's-
to sort of make a sort of medium sound, like loudness of sound gesture towards the others, would they hear me, or would I be a bit too far?
Oh
for
yeah,
them?
no, they would. But then you also, so might the guards.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Druidcraft,
Mhm.
and I'll make let's say. Is there like any candles around nearby,
Yeah,
like
no,
for them?
there's candles all down the corridor.
Yeah, well, some cameras nearby everybody else, I sort of make them light up suddenly.
Like a quick flash.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. What do you guys want to do? You guys see
I
this
would
candle flash
say
in front
we've
of your eyes.
worked together long enough to have some established signals, and
Mhm.
it's not outside the realm of possibility that this is one of them.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna say Brutus has detected something. Rivik, go and find out what it is. Everyone else, pack up, get ready to move. And I'm going to snatch a torch off the wall and toss it into the paperwork on the table.
Holy shit! Okay.
got-
Yeah, no.
I'm going to take the finished one with an OK signature and just leave it in a basically unopened envelope on the somewhere where
No,
it
we
won't
want to
get
take that
burned.
with us. Because
Oh, we're
otherwise
taking
it'll
it with us.
burn. Otherwise it'll burn.
Right.
We're burning this whole place down, bodies inside.
Yes, it's the only way to
We
cover our
just want
tracks.
to leave with the will.
Indeed.
Yeah. Do you need my help or should I go
No,
out? Get out.
you, me, and consternation. No, contraception.
Cathartic.
Cathartic.
Pardon?
Cathartic.
Cathartic. That's it. I don't think I'm the C. You, me, and Cathartic are going to basically set this fire to this
I don't know
room.
what there is.
Rivik is going to link up with Brutus, and the two of them are basically our point men and figuring out how to deal with these guards if we're going to deal with them at all.
They are not going to have you roll for much to set fire to the room. It's quite easy. So Rivik, how are you going down the corridor?
Stealth, baby.
Well, I was
Roll
gonna say,
stealth. Then.
I'd be looking to hide, like after I've cast a Druidcraft.
We're gonna assume that you're tucked away for the minute, Brutus. But you can see Rivik approaching. 11.
Can he?
So you're yeah. The door's cracked. Whatever.
No,
Doesn't matter.
I was thinking more his stealth check, but no, an 11's less than his passive perception, so it's fine.
Your version of stealth in this instance, because you're not really sure how to hide in a straight, well lit corridor, is just to
Just
crouch by like 6 inches.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you can then, as you like go further down the corridor, you can see the staircase to your left. You're getting closer to Brutus. You see the guard. Their backs facing you at the minute as they're going up this spiral stair towards you. They're lower at the minute, maybe about 20 feet down.
Okay. Yeah, I don't. Okay. Are they between me and Brutus?
No, so Brutus is straight ahead and on your right. On your left, there's a spiral staircase, and they're coming up the final turn on the spiral staircase.
I will try and low whistle to attract Brutus, and then kind of try and like eye to the left, as in like shit over here.
Okay, make a what would whispering be?
Performance, I suspect.
Yeah, let's go performance. That makes sense.
Uh-oh.
Give it a go, Rivik.
8.
Eight.
It's a really shit whistle.
You immediately hear the
voice
guards go,
crack
"What
and
was
go,
that?"
Man, we are collectively rolling absolutely shite this session.
For real. So no, you hear the guards go, "What was that?" As they
Must have
look
been the
up,
wind.
as they look up
Bastard.
behind, as they look up above them towards you, where you are now crouched.
Fuck.
As their eyes kind of go wide. Brutus, you see this happen as well.
Would I still be like hidden enough so that they don't actually know I'm there?
Yeah, they are looking squarely at Rivik at the minute. They've
That
got
would
like
Yeah,
require a
I'm
stealth
I'm
check from Brutus.
I'm standing. I'm still
It depends what he wants
just
to do.
behind the door still. I sort of motion to Rivik to back up, like in an attempt to make the guards come in to see what's going on.
So
Like,
you're-
why is this person here?
So you're basically trying to use Rivik as bait to draw them in, so you can then ambush them.
I am
Yep.
going to make a stealth check for him. Then, can you please make a stealth check, Brutus?
Yep.
In the meantime, Rivik, how do you? Rivik. In the meantime, how do you respond to? How do you respond to Brutus's? Holy shit!
11.
I just edge back slowly, but like very, very classic cartoon sneak where they're like on tiptoes, but just backwards.
So you're really lucky, Brutus, because where they're not actively looking for you, they think they've identified the threat. They're going to be using their passive perception, and their passive perception is cut back to it.
12.
Oh shit, never mind.
It's 12,
Um,
right?
it's 12. Yeah, no,
Mm.
they have proficiency in it. I didn't expect that.
No, the guards. Perception's kind of half their job.
So they march up the staircase to try and chase Rivik, saying, "Stop right there, criminal scum!" And as they do, they see you kind of crouching in a doorway and go, "Watch out!" As they get their weapons ready.
So
What
we
would
hear
you like?
this, right?
Yes, you do.
I step. Can I come in or?
Yeah, no, you. I mean, well, I want to see what
Fantastic.
Brutus and Rivik do in the
Okay.
meantime, just like
Go on.
real quick, just to wrap
Just
this up.
constantly fumble the bag. That's what we fucking do.
Stop! You violated the law. It's been too long since we had a good brawl.
I am going to. We know the direction we have come from, correct?
Yes.
So if Brutus happened to like not be able to see, he could probably make it out.
What do you mean make it out? As in, I go behind them?
As in, we've gone down this corridor. There are guards.
Yeah. The guards
I
are
wanted
like
to-
the guards are now stopped, just behind Brutus, if that makes
At the
sense.
top
Like
of
they're
the
just
spiral staircase, right?
yeah, they can see Brutus in the doorway.
Okay.
This
Uh,
is Sparta!
I'm gonna drop a fog cloud
Ooh,
on
smart.
them. So that's 20-foot radius, heavily obscured, and that lasts. It's concentration, but it lasts up to an hour.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, so the guards now are just like they're disorientated. They're trying to feel their way around in the fog.
I'm just
Trying
gonna
to
fucking
march.
drop it
Yeah.
to help us
Cool.
not be dead.
Brutus, what are you doing? This fog is
Um,
just dropped.
Yeah, so well, if they're not sure, if I'm able, would I be able to sort of essentially stick my sword against the back of one of their necks, not actually attacking, but
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna
essentially
say because you need to make a perception check with disadvantage for me, real quick.
Okay.
Just to see if you can figure out where they are, because you're as much blind as they are. Okay.
Oh shit!
20.
Fuck. Okay. Yeah, you are perfect, including perfect spatial recognition, which means you know exactly where the guards were and are able to effortlessly place your great sword against the back of one of their necks.
Yeah, so I do that. Right? Yeah, nah, mate, I want to hear that weapon drop right now.
Intimidation with advantage, please.
We've got this. Rivik and Brutus is the combo.
Oh my god.
6.
Maybe not.
It's just kind of like, huh? What? As Timaeus, you enter the corridor. Flames quickly lapping up behind you.
I see, obviously, just a fog cloud.
Yes.
I have no concept or even suggestion of where the actual guards are.
Well, you don't have any idea where the guards are. It's quite a narrow corridor. You figured they're maybe somewhere in this
feel like-
10-foot wide space down.
This is probably not the
To
first
be
time
clear,
Rivik has dropped a fog
I
cloud.
know where Rivik is, because Rivik is outside the
Riv-
fog cloud, right?
Eurus is next to you at this point.
So,
He's
but I can't see Brutus. I have no earthly idea where Brutus is.
yes.
There's no way.
Would I need to be in the fog cloud though? Because I've rolled high enough
because it's
to.
right
You would
in
need to be to
right
have
in the
your
heart of
greatsword
feet.
against the back of their neck. Yeah. You
have
need to be
right
in the
next to
corridor.
the doors, which unfortunately means you are probably in range of what I'm about to do.
Don't worry about it.
I will walk forwards. I have no patience for this, and I'm going to open my mouth and unleash a 15-foot long, 5-foot wide blast of lightning from my mouth.
Absolutely. So that's going to be 2 dexterity saving throws.
Hang on 1 second. I think it is, but I want to make sure.
I believe so.
Oh, no, sorry. It's 30 feet long and 5 feet wide, and it is a dexterity saving throw from all
Okay.
people within that, which includes Brutus, unfortunately.
I'm going to have
I-
everyone. It doesn't include Brutus, and I'm going to have everyone roll with disadvantage, please, because you know.
I would
see it
get
coming.
flat because I get advantage.
Only from
Oh,
stuff
so
you
you're-
can
yeah,
see, right? Or is that just different?
No, you-
As long as I'm
you-
not incapacitated.
Oh shit! Of
It-
course,
it got
Barbarian
changed.
2024 rules.
Yeah. So you're just rolling flat. The 2 guards rolling with disadvantage. That's going to be a 8. God, no one can roll fucking well this session. And a 2. They both fail.
What did you get, Brutus?
16.
You succeed, so you're only going to take half of this damage.
Oh, sorry, no, a 9 and a 3.
They
A
still
9 and a
fail.
3. They do have a +1.
They still fail. So that means that the guards will take 9 points of lightning damage, and Brutus, you will take either 4 or 5, depending on how Blake rolls it.
They well, it's half rounded down. It always is.
Yep, so 4.
Yeah.
Yep.
they
Yeah,
take
no,
9.
the guards scream quite loudly. They are very, very nearly dead, but alive enough to say "ow."
And I'm going to let out a guttural growl, but unfortunately, my bonus actions are limited, and there's very little I can do with that shit.
So, who else wants to step up and try and fix this? Does anyone else want to come out of the rapidly burning room?
No, they will burn to death.
We kind of
I'm
need
trying
get
to
out.
see. How big is the fog cloud?
30
20
feet
foot radius.
radius, I think.
20
It's
foot
covering
radius.
basically the entire everything, like just past the study is covered, including like the top of the staircase.
Ugh. Do we have any idea roughly where they are?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a
On that.
straight corridor. You could figure out it's in that direction, in one of these like 10
Not
foot
to mention
space.
they're probably screaming in agony, so you could probably use that to locate them.
Because does the fog cloud cover like to the roof of
Yes.
the room? Okay, no worries. That's
I
fine.
have an
Wait, I
interesting
can fix
question.
this. I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, love it.
I have an interesting question. Obviously, a fog cloud is made of water vapor.
Doesn't do
and,
anything. Doesn't do anything to fucking.
Damn you and
sodium
your
stuff.
anti-Baldur's Gate logic.
Right. So dexterity saving throws. Does Fairy Fire? Can you exclude allies from it?
Objects within 20-foot cube within range are outlined.
That's a no. So,
So that's a no.
affect
That's
allies.
Brutus. You're making another
Each
dexterity saving.
creature is also outlined if it fails.
So it doesn't say creature.
Doesn't say
No,
creatures of your
yeah,
choice, no.
everyone.
What
be a
save am I
9
making
from-
on this?
So dexterity
Dex.
saving throw, please, Brutus.
Is this going to be another flat?
13.
No, it's advantage. This is advantage.
Okay.
So one of them rolls a 18 and one of them rolls a 9.
Oof.
I got a flat 20 on the first roll, so
So
Oh.
Brutus and the guard that he's next to are both not outlined, but you do see. How do you want your Fairy Fire to look? Sonia.
Make it. Well, what color choices do I have?
Whatever you want.
There was a list.
Yeah, but you can have
Oh,
it be whatever you
fuck
want.
the
Use
list,
your
fuck the
imagination.
list.
Let's have it.
Shimmering
Fuchsia.
silver twilight or fuchsia. Okay, also works. Fuchsia, as one of these guards, is outlined in a very sickly looking pink. Right. Is that the end of your turn? Oh wait, we're not rolling initiative. Who wants to go next?
No, yeah.
I think I. What's that? So what's
mean-
the situation at the moment?
We have two
the
guards, one lit up with fairy fire, the other one not, but the one that is not is currently at blade point by Brutus. Both are in a fog cloud, but the one with fairy fire you can easily make out.
Okay, so
I would
basically,
say just stab him.
all right, I'm gonna go up to the guy that I can easily hit, and crush him with my maul.
Holy shit. Okay. Go up and roll to hit with
I'm gonna
advantage.
Go and go for a center shot.
You're going for a what shot?
Center shot, natural 20.
Natural 20.
obliterate him.
Fucking 46, mate. Fucking roll him.
Turn him to jello.
13.
13. Yeah, he only had 2 hit points left, mate. You've dealt. he's fucking. You turn his fucking chest into a puddle.
I got such a sad waste of life. Let's move, guys. Let's move.
Right, there's still one more to deal with.
I look over him as a bonus action.
You don't have any bonus actions that can help. You're a paladin. Your bonus action
No.
consists of laying hands currently, I believe.
Yeah.
And smites.
Yeah.
Right, so in that case, Timaeus, we're going to say that the guard is still so disorientated, he has no idea what the fuck is going on, that you managed to get one more action in before he can go.
Okay.
But once that happened... Not Timaeus, sorry, Brutus.
Brutus, I was going to say.
well, so I gave him the instruction to drop his weapon. Have I heard it drop?
No. He doesn't know
Hey,
what the
go.
fuck is going on.
Slit his throat! Slit his
Yeah, I
throat!
attack him then.
Technically with disadvantage because you can't see him, right?
Yeah, he is at
Well,
disadvantage.
I mean, my sword is literally pointing into his neck right now.
It just rules as written. It is disadvantage. He is heavily obscured.
Fine. You're probably not going to miss him. Maybe.
Yo, fuck, you don't. Oh,
No.
you definitely don't. That's a 20. Roll for damage.
You have to do 2 points of damage. Can you pull that off?
Oh, yeah, wrong dice, sorry.
What? That doesn't seem right.
8.
Eight.
Yeah, no, okay. You don't quite cleave him in two, but you definitely finish him off. As the flames from the burning study are very, very quickly expanding over this very, very wooden interior.
We should leave. Right now. Everyone down the stairs, and Rivik, could you please kill this fog? It is disorientating.
Finger snap and fog drops.
As you guys hurry your way down the staircase, the flames chasing close behind. As you see another guard come up the staircase and say, "James, was that you? Shout! Oh my God,
There's a
run!"
fire! There's a fire!
yeah,
It was
as
set
is it-
off. One of the guards went crazy and knocked over a torch. Run for your life!
Evacuate! Evacuate! As he runs through the building, screaming for everyone to leave.
Ah! What
yeah.
a sudden and unexpected turn of events.
As what you guys doing? You're now in the base of this building. It's
I
on
suggest-
fire. Everyone's
I-
panicking.
I suggest we
We're
leave.
gonna leave. We're
Yeah,
just
we
gonna
leave. We leave the letter somewhere inconspicuous, like I don't know, a scribe's quarters or something.
With how quickly that fire is going, this entire place is going down.
In that case, I suggest we just give the letter to Leon. Maybe he can do it with some diplomatic shit.
Okay, wonderful. As you're sprinting out, as you guys are, all the guards are in panic. No one's actually watching the doors. You look behind you. The entire top half of this tower is ablaze.
Fuck! I didn't realize they built the fucking castle out of goddamn petroleum.
It's very quick. You lit the biggest tinderbox this side of the fucking kingdom.
Man, if only that
It's
guy
like
had better organization skills.
Yeah, that thing has spread quickly.
Kit would be so disappointed in him.
As you sprint towards the fortress gates, no one's fucking watching it. And you can see the one by one the horses that are like scattered around the field, like scarper towards the burning wreckage to try and pull people out. As the serfs that are working in the fields just gonna like stand upright, drop whatever hose or pitchforks they're wielding, and just like stare at this burning monument in front of them.
Excuse me, going through. You're doing great. If you ever want actual like paying jobs, go to the kingdom. Run away now.
Yeah. You guys carry on across the dirt roads until eventually you get to the tail end of the Great Road, which you saw before. And you can kind of see it's kind of off in the distance as the two guards that are still standing there are looking over at the burning fortress, and you kind of hear, I mean, are we still going to get paid? Oh, I'm sure he got out fine. I wouldn't worry about it. As they look and say, "Oh, shoe guys," and they're gonna eye you a little bit as you're walking by. At least the one who rolled the natural 20 earlier is gonna eye you.
Yep.
As he looks at you and says, "You wouldn't have anything to do with that, would you?"
I do not have any patience for this. I look him dead in the eye and I say, if we did, do you really want to know?
Intimidation with advantage.
I will do that. Give me a moment. My hands are full. Intimidation with advantage. Here we go. That's a 15.
15. Let me roll again.
I mean, if he fails, I do still have my my awesome bullshit.
No, yeah. As he looks at you and says, "You know, it's not like we could imprison you anyway. Fortress is on fire. You have a good day now, guys.
You too.
You were never here. You were never here."
We were never here. You're correct. Right. Let's go, people. We have places to be and stuff to do.
We need to report to Prince Leon.
No, I do
Did
not
you
say
say Prince
that. I
Leon?
do not say that. Do not put fucking words in my mouth. I've already fucked up once today.
Oh, it's really funny.
It was an unfortunate slip of the tongue.
Right. So you begin the journey back towards to Fortress Moran. Again, so it looks like quite a peaceful day. You've got people like still milling about in the center. You've got Revis and Frisia bickering in the square.
Mm.
You see Kit walk past, still carrying a stack of scrolls. This time,
Okay.
presumably different. As his wet fucking footsteps against the stone. Yeah. What do you guys want to do?
We head immediately to the prince's new office and knock on the door. I
anyone
do. I don't care what the others guys do.
Does anyone else not follow him, or are you guys going along with him?
No, I'll follow.
We'll follow,
We'll
but
follow.
I'll be behind him.
Mm.
Like, I don't want to be near his telling off.
You guys enter the room and you see that there is almost like a very small arcane rune on the side of the prince's temple, which is actively glowing. As he's kind of like looking off into the middle of the distance before he snaps to, "Oh, it's you."
So,
Admittedly, I will say that I expected to not have the contract broken so quickly.
I will step forward and I say, "Sir, it was my fault. I misspoke. I slipped off
He
the tongue."
he's gonna raise a hand like as you're talking and motion you to be quiet.
I do. Immediate silence.
But as part of the contract, I was given a complete description of any surrounding context. I feel like you've satisfied your duties enough. You have dealt with the threat in the way that you saw fit. You disposed of any evidence, and you made sure that nothing could tie back. As far as I'm concerned, as he claps his hands together, your first mission, he's now like beaming with a smile, was a massive success.
Your Highness, Holders, this is for you.
You can just
I
call me.
penned a letter.
You can just call me Leon.
I say yes, Your Holiness, Leon.
Ugh.
Close enough. Good. It's as good as you're gonna get, mate.
You're
No,
talking
the
to
answer-
someone who was raised in the
No.
church.
Give him the thing. You were gonna give him the thing.
Yeah,
It would've been great.
I give him the forged document, the forged letter. I think this might be help.
Just gonna scan it over real quick. I think it may be, as he folds it up, a bit conspicuous to have him happen to have a will that leaves everything directly to the kingdom. But will discussions are not a bad place to start. I'm sure he has some kind of family member who may be a bit more amenable to the kingdom. Perhaps even join us. I'm sure we can find a way to talk to the right people.
Yes, Your Holiness.
You've set us up perfectly. And I think you've all earned a welcome break. Celebrate your first victory. As he's going to hand out a small coin pouch to each of you containing 10 gold pieces. Just spend on whatever drinks you
yeah.
wish.
Fuck yeah!
Money.
Money.
And
I don't
if you're
even have to
lucky,
Money.
get paid for this shit.
if you're lucky, I may even join you in the mess hall later.
Yay.
At the thought of that, Brendan is going to try and get some really nice food and ingredients for the mess. Just go out with some hunting parties as well to get some more food, and try and help the chefs. Just because this is his thought that he might join with us.
Okay, now we can end the session here, which I'm happy to do if anyone needs to head off.
I
Or
need
you can
one
spend
more
some
thing.
time. Or you can spend some time role playing with Prince Leon in the mess hall.
Yeah. If we finish this conversation and everyone files out, Tobias is going to stay.
Okay. Is everyone else done? Is there anything else that you guys want to talk?
I
No.
think I'm done for now. No,
No, nothing.
Okay,
In
you guys start
roleplay,
filing
not
out.
at the moment.
Oh, sorry, Connor, what was that?
I was going to say roleplay, not at the moment.
Okay, cool. So yeah, everyone starts filing out. You know, I'm assuming there's smiles on your faces at the very least at the new beer money.
So much alcohol.
I I mean, 10 gold, seriously, in this economy, will buy you top shelf shit.
Yeah. Like maybe a bottle of the best whiskey you can find is 10 gold. Right. Yeah. He says, Timaeus. He writes his crown on his head. Take a seat. What did you want to talk about?
Sir, with all due respect, I don't feel I deserve this, and I put like your tout to 10 gold back on the table. I immediately failed, broke the contract. I was foolish and spoke out of turn, and it. I cannot accept this. I was not at my best.
Do you remember the terms of the contract?
Aye, sir. I remember them exactly.
Then you would know that the clause, in terms of reviewing incidents, is that I alone decide who is in the wrong and whether or not appropriate steps were taken.
You are correct, of course. And I apologize for questioning your judgment. I will rescind my objection.
Listen to me, Timaeus. You did wonderfully. To have a man as loyal as yourself to this not just the militia, but to the design that we're trying to build. The idea of a kingdom where none can go hungry. To have a man as devoted to that as you, so much so that you wanted to stay on the front lines, outside of being rotated back to the Stabilis, that you would rather work alongside the Incrementus than apart from it, is wonderful. You
thought
have.
about that.
He's going to lean forward. I would do my due diligence. I would not come here unprepared. A good ruler knows who he's talking to.
I owe your father a lot. He once saved my life.
You've saved many people. We're
If,
glad to have you here, Timaeus.
if your decision is final, I of course accept it. But I promise you, I will do better in future. I will not allow this mistake to happen again.
He's going to slide the coin purse back over towards you and says, "Get drunk on my tab. It's my gift."
Yes, sir. And if I may be so bold, sir,
Hmm?
I am quite good at cards, if you are interested.
He slaps his hands together, rubs it. Now you're talking my language. As he steps up to join you.
Excellent.
And you guys are going to see Prince Leon and Timaeus having like a very jolly conversation as they walk into the mess hall together. Like they're friends.
I'm talking about the time that I caught Rivik coughing up a hairball.
Sick.
Or a
I will
blood
admit-
ball.
I will admit, from Rivik's profile, I wouldn't assume him to be so wet cat-like.
Right?
Everything I read, he's
It's
quite
very
fucking,
disturbing. He is
Every-
almost so
everything I
feline.
read about him was more. I mean, I shouldn't speak out of turn, but he was more like a wolf in my head.
He wants to
Yes.
think he's a wolf, in my
Yes.
opinion, but
Hmm.
he's definitely a kitten.
Oh, Rivik! As he shouts across the mess horse. There he is. Is everyone else like at the table as well?
I
yeah.
assume everyone is. The only person I'd question would be Sonia, whose name I still fail to remember.
Contraceptive.
Contraceptive, yes.
The classic will also be there.
Excellent.
Okay. As Prince Leon is going to like meaty hand on your shoulder. Sit down. I'll grab the first round.
Yes, sir.
As he leaves you to go head towards the bar.
God, he's so great,
guess
right,
we-
guys? So cool.
I guess we've made it to the cool kids table after all.
I mean,
Well, I mean, you already was on here.
I knew you were gonna say that, man. I knew you were gonna say that, and I love you for it. You know, it's been a while since our regular arm wrestling contests, but I reckon I can take you this time. Bring it on, Brutus! And I slam my arm on the table.
Yeah, I accept the challenge.
Okay. Let's contested athletics checks, please.
Hell yeah!
I'm gonna judge. I'm just gonna get down by the table and just come on. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win?
Eight.
That is a 18.
Holy
Brutus,
shit.
I will let you expend a use of your rage to roll that again.
Yeah,
you didn't
I got
rage.
him.
You didn't rage at all during the last combat, so you still have those
There
uses
wasn't a
left.
chance to.
No,
Yeah, yeah, no.
nothing happened that made you particularly angry.
I gave you a shot.
Yikes.
At the end of the day, mass moves mass. There's only so much a fairy can do against a fucking 7 or 6 foot tall dragonborn.
6 foot tall, 6 foot wide Dragonborn.
Yeah, mass moves mass.
Boom! I shatter the table underneath us. Ah, victory!
I look underneath the table and just see Brutus lying into the debris. Need some help there, mate?
I extend
get
a
up and
hand
just
to help
like-
him up.
No, I
Prince
take a
Leon.
hand. I sort of shrug myself off. I'm like, good on you, mate. I'm happy for you.
Yeah,
Ah.
teaching you the basics. I am, you know.
Yeah, I know. I look him in the eye and I say, I got lucky, I'm sure. Next time, I will defeat you without luck. Because
As,
I want to point out, Timaeus canonically buys into all of Brutus's hype. All of it. Everything Brutus says, he takes as fact.
As what is his name? Prince Leon is going to come over with like a big tray of drinks as he looks down at the shattered table and says, "Please don't make a habit of that. Those are quite expensive."
My apologies, sire. I got carried away.
Oh. Well, drinks for everyone. The best ale this tavern has.
It's shit.
It's better than nothing.
I
Go on.
tell you, if you ever go to, sorry, hang on 1 second. Let me just make absolutely certain I've got this right. It's in the notes, and it is. Yes, if you ever go to Rhyme Glen, you will find ale that will blow your mind. It is better than anything you will find in the entire kingdom.
I'll have to look for jobs around that area then. Huh. Regardless, I've read a lot about all of you. Of course, I would have had to. But more personally, I mean, Rivik, how's it been? How are you finding it outside of your captivity? Cathartic, what's life now like? You're a bit more separate from the charge. Brutus. Anyway,
Good, man. Hey, Brutus, how you doing, man?
how you doing? And of course, wait, what's your character's name, Connor? I forget.
Brendan.
Brendan.
Brendan. What how's life away from the Church of Order? You know, I want to be a bit less. The contract's been signed, as far as I'm concerned. We can be a bit less formal about what's going on here.
It's been quite new. Oh, I say new. Brings me back the day before the church was around.
I mean,
It's better.
way,
It's much better.
you would know that the Church of Order has been in place for at least 200 years since before.
The current revision of the church.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
New
Signed.
new way of doing things. You know how it goes.
Yeah. Signed into the kingdom, like prior to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware that the consolidation to the kingdom had such a drastic effect.
It wasn't as drastic as you would think, but there were changes, and the changes are better. Are so much nicer.
I'm glad to hear it. I mean, I can imagine the same could be said for you, Cathartic.
I do miss the Chantry, but it is nice to actually be out in the field and to stretch my legs, as one likes to say.
It's not right to be cooped up in some church or palace for your entire life, but when you could be out here doing something.
A feeling I'm sure you're familiar with, sire.
Oh, not entirely. My father was always very good at making sure I knew my place in his kingdom. I've always been helping where I can, though this is a much more front line version of it. Me and all of my siblings are now serving on the front line. It's a good change of pace.
Is it true that your father is capable of lifting an entire ton of solid marble?
He's going to look at you for a second. I've never seen him personally do it, but I've also never seen him not do it.
Oh!
He's gonna like laugh and like smack his knee a little bit. My father's a good man. He honestly tries. And again, he wouldn't be sending all of his children into the front lines, my brothers and sisters alike, to fight for his kingdom.
Wait.
No,
if you don't mind me asking, how many siblings do you have? I only know of you. I
3. I'm his oldest son,
Ah,
but I have 3 siblings, 2 sisters and a brother.
all younger than you, I take it. obviously, because you said
Being the eldest sibling.
That would.
Yes.
My math isn't great. My intelligence
No.
score is 8, I think.
Yeah, that's my little brother. He's young still, but he's really filling in as a role as a commander.
For him. I
By the
hope
way,
I
I'm
see
writing-
him too.
I'm not noting down these personality notes of these holy icons for myself.
There's actually 3 more Jesuses to watch out for.
No, yeah. Jesus is three siblings.
Yeah.
Let's...
Rivik,
Go on.
say,
No, sorry, you go
Rivik,
carry on.
how has it been? Obviously, I understand your brief internment. I'm hoping things have been better for you since you've left.
Well, I have enjoyed the outside once again, but it has been difficult adjusting to life outside of bars.
And again, I'm not sure how much you're willing for me to say in front of your companions, but know that everything that you went through was done through out of necessity. And the second that we trusted you, we let you out.
I understand.
He responds
trying to
well to
spend the
spray
time.
bottle therapy.
Fucking true.
No doubt. Thanks away.
I was the
Oh,
culprit of those crimes. I committed heinous acts. I understand why you put me there.
but this kingdom is going to give everyone a second chance. There's still, based on today, there's still use for you yet.
Yeah.
And of course, the mighty Brutus.
Heavy.
You're right, mate.
You've certainly taken to monster hunting well.
There's good fun in it.
God, he's so
He's gonna-
cool.
He's going to lean over towards Timaeus. Is that the entire extent of his motivation?
He is so cool.
I'm taking that as a yes.
Oh yeah, no.
Hey,
Do
as far as
I
know,
hear you say that to him?
He's,
Or...
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
you can overhear him.
Tobias has like the subtlety of a brick wall.
Yeah.
His whisper is like everyone else's regular speaking voice.
Yeah, you hear him say, "Is that the entire extent of your motivation?"
I'm just like, well, I mean, when you're me, someone as amazing as me, do you really need any more motivation?
Don't need any
Well, I mean, I
motivation,
certainly
mate.
do. I certainly don't need any more reason to have you in my fortress. If that's what you're asking, that's more than well
You're
enough.
damn right.
Oh, he's
I mean,
amazing.
but no, I mean, again, if we're being more personal about this, any questions you have for me or the kingdom as a whole, I'm happy to answer as best I can. I want to be more of a friend to everyone in this fortress, let alone my new task force. Do you have a
Brutus,
name for
keep it in
yourselves, by the
mind,
way?
mate.
That is actually something I was going to bring up. We should come up with a name. Like, I remember back in my days, part of the 1st Battalion, it was such a good thing when we were on the battlefield and we yelled, 1st Battalion, Vivat Rex! But we should have something like that ourselves, because I can't yell that anymore, because if I do, then it's sort of announcing that we are, related to the kingdom, which is not optimal.
Would certainly make, the paperwork easier if I could just list an organization instead of 5 individual names.
Yeah. Maybe we should be called the Prince's Angels.
I like that.
Your brother isn't called Charlie, is he? Canon. It's canon.
Yeah,
it's
but
canon,
he's not.
canon,
He's
it's
not
canon.
a commander, so it'd be Leon's
Fuck.
Angels.
Leon's Angels. Who the fuck is Leon?
Brutus and the gang.
I feel like you shouldn't have your name in like. I admit it's a very cool name, but you shouldn't have your name in the the party group, because by doing so you're essentially throwing away all subtlety, which I know isn't really your thing, but it could be useful later.
I'm not seeing the problem.
Imagine if someone did something really embarrassing and it was tied to the group, and therefore your name would be tied to something embarrassing.
I'm still not seeing the problem.
I'm going to mute myself real quick. I need to piss. I'll be right
No
back.
worries. Okay, Brutus,
Carry on talking.
imagine if, for example, Rivik mauled an innocent person, and now your name would forever be tarnished with an imperfection of killing an innocent. I'm sure someone as bombastic and so cool as you would not want that on their permanent record.
Yeah, nah, but I mean, 5 minutes with them and they'll see that actually I am worth it because I am.
I agree completely. God, you're so cool.
We should
Okay,
finally
so-
have like a group name that is
The
when it's written
Inquisition.
down on documents.
No,
not
no, no,
sus.
we are not doing the Inquisition, okay? Apart from the sinister undertones that entails, that is far too close to the actual people we work for.
Like in the monarchy, what number will the prince be? Because we could be
second in line to
squadron
the
whatever
throne.
his name. Yeah, that's like second in line now, but is he like the 114th king?
Oh, that's a good point.
So if he's, I don't know,
I mean, considering the fact
114th
that this
king, we
kingdom
could be
is
squadron 114th.
literally like a few months old, he'll be the second king.
Very well, squadron 2.
So
The reunification began 20 years ago, but when
yeah.
it began, it like formed into a kingdom properly, maybe about 10.
Yeah, so he would be the second king, provided he, doesn't bite it before he's coronated.
Then we can be squadron 2.
Brutus's
But
Boogaloo.
what if we were called something like the company? Then on all of his paperwork, he gets to like do tax write-offs to the company.
We need
it seems less
something
sus.
snappy, something that's going to sound really good in like a battle chant, like
The Ghost
know.
Wolves.
Something less edgy.
The Wolf Pack.
Something less wolfy.
The Pack.
Something less Yui.
Yeah.
We're a squad of
Look,
6. So
We're
what
not
is his
going
name?
to 6. What the hell are you talking about? There's only 5 of
Right.
us.
The Riot Squad.
Apparently.
Unfortunately, our 6th
I mean, yeah,
member
we will
is
be- we
sick
will
at
be
the
6.
moment. He's
But you guys do have a sixth part of your group that
He's
just
just got
is off
tetanus
sick.
currently.
He's off doing his own thing. But you guys do have a sixth member that
He
you
had
do
an
know of.
important letter that he had to return immediately.
Riot Squad.
How about the A-Team? Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. No, I don't know. Is this
Constantly
something we're
just
going to have to
building
think on?
Hmm.
Here's the thing.
I mean,
my member is Riot
out of
Squad.
character for a moment. I want our name to be something I can attach a epithet to, so it can be a battle chant, because that is sort of Timaeus' whole thing.
When you say epithet, what do you mean?
Like, for example, 1st Battalion, Vivat Rex. 1st Battalion is the battalion he was a part of. Vivat Rex is the actual chant. So
Like,
it's
ooh.
got to be something snappy enough that he can add a 2-syllable sort of chant to the end of it. So basically, it means it can
Prince
only
Leon.
be like 2-3 syllables.
Prince
Squad,
Leon,
get fucked.
With the cleanup.
Suicide Squad. Prince Leon is going to take a big old swig of his ale, and after he's going, well, if you guys want inspiration, you are the last resort before the Incrementus gets involved.
Oh, you motherfucker. That's cool as hell.
Last resort.
That's what you are to me, at least.
How about, all right, and hear me out on this, the final solution.
Nick, no. Oh my God, Nick.
I'm
Wait,
just
what?
saying it fits.
No,
Wait,
Nick,
what?
Nick. Connor, do you not know
Connor,
what the
you
final
sweet
solution is?
summer child.
Oh my
No.
God. The
We're
final
not the
solution
Nazi
was
party.
it was the nickname for the Holocaust.
I'm just saying it fits.
No.
Like,
Yeah,
in
we're not-
fairness,
we're
we
not-
could just go
Out
in
of
No.
character. We're
merge
not
everyone
doing
in.
that.
Sorry, it was just there
Oh
and I
my
saw
God.
it.
Oh God. See, nominally they're the same. Last resort and final solution. Nominally they're the same. One of them's
Same-
so much more
Different words, same meaning, different meaning.
different meaning. Holy shit, Nick.
Plastic folks.
I'm a dark person. You should be no use to this by now.
Anyway, so yeah, he says, last resort. That's what you are to me.
All right. Last resort, and I'll figure out a actual chant later, and then all
Use
of
a
you
little
will
more
learn
Brutus,
it,
but all right.
and it'll be great.
Well, to my new team, as he raises his mug in the air.
Chin chin.
I join in the toast.
I
Now-
open my mouth and
Cheers.
expel another blast of lightning because I have it.
Ace in the hole. Card up on the sleeve.
Now, there are plenty of other people that I need to ingratiate myself with tonight. But if you're still about later, Timaeus, I'll take you up on that game of cards.
Hell yeah!
As he nods and leaves. And that is where we're going to end today's session.
Excellent.
What about the trump card?
What do you want for it?
He's making
Yeah, the trumps.
No, okay.
Don't worry.
Yeah,
No,
no, if we're gonna end
we
today's
are
session.
not calling ourselves the trump cards, okay? We're gonna go with the.
Trumpers.
Sorry.
I'm the-
We're
my name is
going to go
Brutus.
with the
I'm the
last
best.
resort.
I'm the very
I very
best.
nearly said it again.
It's like, my name is Brutus. I'm the best, the very best. I'm the trump card.
He is our
God.
trump card.
I swing my sword better than anyone knows how to swing a sword.
Right.
Ah,
Oh, but no, that's where we're going to leave today's session. That was fun.
excellent.
Oh, I thought that was-
I didn't come into this intending for Timaeus to just be having the biggest man crush on Brutus ever, but it sort of happened by accident, and I'm
It
going to roll
developed
with
really
it.
quick.
I'm going
They're
to
gonna
roll
fuck
with
at
it.
some point. I'm just saying.
I wasn't expecting as many cat references, but I'm down.
No,
down for that.
definitely. You are going to be
I'm
my
down
pet
for that.
cat.
I am the wet cat.
No, my pet
I
cat.
swear, if I need to check if
Oh.
one of you two are pregnant, I'm leaving.
Don't worry, biology will protect me.
I don't know,
If
man.
you're gonna lay an
crazy
egg-
shit happens.
I mean, I will
Oh.
say, if
I
anyone's
think
got
actually
raw
the high
masculine
court are gonna
energy
protect
to
you.
impregnate another man, it's probably Brutus. I'm just saying.
Oh, no, I do love the character interactions you guys have cooked up. That was wonderful.
I do. I mean, I feel like I've got a dynamic with everyone. I've got obviously
no.
my pet cat, which is Josh. I've got my brother-in-arms / man crush, which is Brutus.
Man crush.
I've got my other responsible and dutiful person in contraception, and I've got my mentee / little brother figure in Byron. No,
Brendan.
Brendan. Yes,
It's a normal name.
it is.
Nothing
That's why I
fancy.
struggle with
I'm
it.
gonna imagine every time just Brendan Fraser in like full
That's,
plate.
that's honestly how I'm struggling to remember it.
Oh,
I'm
fun.
remembering Brendan Howe from A Song of Ice and Fire.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, but George
Okay.
R.R. Martin's fucking sucks as a writer, and he's a terrible person.
God damn. Coming in
I-
swinging.
I
don't know
I
enough to
can't.
disagree- I don't know enough to
tried to
disagree with you.
I tried to read his shit and I couldn't. His
Mm.
prose
I
is
will say-
terrible.
I will say I am very interested to see how the relationship between castration and Rivik plays out.
Why is everyone troubled with my
Is
name?
it?
Because you
a roulette
chose a
wheel of
fucking
names.
adjective as your name, woman. Why would you do this?
Because it seemed fitting.
An adjective
I
as
think
a name.
a bit-
Your name's
Cathartic-
basically become a roulette wheel at this point.
It's going to
I
be
think
some word beginning with C. That's what it's going to be.
Either way,
Name
I am
is cathartic.
Okay.
Mhm.
I am interested to see how the relationship between you and a Rivik develops. Whole vampire spawn versus cleric of light.
We've seen
Or
this shit
Twilight, at
before,
least.
like 2 campaigns ago.
We are both
But this is different. These are
creatures of
different characters.
Are they?
Yeah, I'm a cleric of
But yeah,
light who's
she's
also
just
a
not allowed to
Twilight
heal.
cleric.
I'm sorry. Cathartic is nothing like Herschel. Okay, maybe
Cathartic's
Rivik.
actually
Are
lawful
you
good.
sure? Because they both seem like morally dubious clerics of a light-ish domain that burn people around them using their magic.
Cathartic is only morally dubious because the church she follows is morally dubious.
Does that change any of what I
And it's
said?
lawful good because of that church.
Okay.
It just means that she won't be good for long.
And also, just to reiterate, you worship a hidden god that a splinter of the Church of Light worships. And that is kind of like covered up by the rest of the church. Not covered up, but like it's secret.
Not acknowledged.
Yeah.
And I want to point out, how powerful does this make Selune that she is fucking now multiversal?
This is just this universe's equivalent of Selune. We'll say
I
that.
see.
It just happens to have the same name.
Different person, same name.
Yeah, and they are a lot less powerful of a deity compared to I forget what I named them.
Forgotten Realm Selune.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think this is gonna go good. I've got high
I
hopes.
agree. I look forward to this.
I've already got the next session planned out, and shit's gonna get weird.
Brutus is a comedic genius.
Right, I should stop
Oh,
the
absolutely.
recording. We don't need all this crap at the end.
I mean, I didn't want him to be like your standard narcissist.